hosts, callers, and guests are not those of the BlueBroadcastNetwork.com, Envisage Production Enterprises, EDV Media, LLC, its advertisers, sponsors, or employees. Like to cop you on the air? Quarters to Mike to Cop. Are you on the air? Mike to Cop, identify.
Hey everybody, it's Mike the Cop. We're back from a, how many month hiatus were you away?
What's it been, like 3 or 4?
Well...
We did right before...
right before Valentine's Day, I think was the last time we were here. So 2 months.
Yeah.
We're back. Unknown Detective here to my left.
What's going on?
And we have over here the Unknown the Intern is here to my right. The Unknown the Intern.
That's too long to say.
Should I abbreviate it?
I think you should have cut it down a little bit.
Unknown the Intern. UTI.
UTI.
Because I call you Unknown.
Yeah.
So then I'll just call him UTI. So
Okay.
so basically UTI is going to be working the Facebook and whatnot when questions come in and things like that.
Okay.
You know? So what have you been doing over the last... well, let's tell people why we weren't here. I mean, they should know, right?
They should know.
We had the Valentine's Day Blue Bachelor event scheduled. It was going to be a mega show. It was going to be much like a Bachelorette/Newlywed Game or dating game show. We were going to shoot it outside. But then we had one of the contestants get into a blossoming and flourishing relationship.
Yes. Kudos. Bravo.
Kudos to her and her blossoming relationship. And then we had another one possibly have a COVID scare.
Yeah.
So she had to get tested. It turned out she was negative, but it threw a wrench into our plans.
Yeah.
So we had to cancel that show. Then we were ready to do another one. We were going to have New York mayoral candidate High Pitch Eric on the show to discuss his running for mayor. He was going to debate a rock.
Yes.
We were hoping for good things for Eric on that. But and we were going to have Gracie out of Denville, right? The jiu-jitsu group over there that was doing amazing things for the police forces. We'll have him on eventually. But we got COVID in the... Jacob the Inhaler got involved in that whole situation. It was COVID running rampant, but that was like 3 weeks ago. Everything's been cleaned. I've been
sanitized.
Told. Unknown UTI, do not lick the microphone.
I never had COVID, so.
Well, he's
okay.
retarded. Retards theoretically can't get COVID.
So
Whatever.
So then we had to cancel that show, and now we're here now.
Yes.
We're here now.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
And so UTI, without giving away your identity, what's been new with you? What have you been doing the last couple of weeks?
So, nothing special, nothing crazy. I've been going to strip clubs,
Really?
have fun. Today I went to a car show early in the day, right?
Yes.
And then before that, I went to Florida.
Really?
First time I flew in a plane was really good. It was lit,
I feel like there's so many things that I want to explore here,
If I ever
and I'm
got
not
a-
sure where to start.
If I ever got on a plane that was lit, I wouldn't want to be on that plane.
Yeah, lit planes are not what we want to... We want unlit planes. But let's go... I would have saved that one for the... Let's go back to the strip club. You said you went to a strip club.
Yeah, in Patterson.
Wait, okay, it's getting... Unknown? That's not you. You're UTI. You might have one. Unknown, this is where it's going to get good. So you went to a strip club,
Right.
Patterson,
Yes.
New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay. And what happened at the strip club?
No, it was cool. Like I had like
Was it lit?
it was more than lit. I had like 6 lap dances,
6.
3 of the
Now
same
listen, I'm a
girl.
married man, and I have been so...
So, it doesn't matter. I'm
Your sound
single.
effect
So.
game is lit, if I may be so bold. So you had 6 lap dances. Mm-hmm. Okay, now again, I am a married man. I have been so for quite some time, and I've been in a relationship for almost 8 years now. So I don't know, what is the going rate for a lap dance?
20.
$20.
Yes.
Now, what if you go for like an extended dance mix version of Prince's Purple Rain? Is it more money for the extended dance mix version of the song? Or do you,
It's just another $20.
okay, so let me ask you this question, and maybe I'm giving you a tip. What do you wear when you go to the strip club? Because I know what me and Unknown would wear when we go to a strip club. When we did. The one time or 2 times that we did. What would you wear
so long ago.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to give you some life hacks. What would you wear to a strip club? What did you wear to the strip club?
Did I wear I think I wore a button shirt, a nice button shirt,
Okay.
right? Jeans.
Button shirt or?
Yeah, the normal button shirt.
Okay, first of all, number one, you don't wear buttons. You have something with a zipper up top. Easy access up and down. You want a zipper up top. Okay. What did you wear as far as pants
This
now?
is first time, Mike.
Denim jeans.
Denim jeans. Okay, you do not wear denim jeans when you go to a strip club. You
First
wear
time.
sweatpants.
Always.
Why is
sweatpants.
that?
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Easier access.
So if you use the sweatpants, it's a better. It's an all-around better.
Comfort.
No, I wouldn't say comfort. I would say experience for you. The lap E, right?
Yeah.
Would you call the person that's getting the lap
The
dance
lap E,
the lap
yeah.
E?
Yes.
Okay.
So as you as the lap E would feel better if you had sweatpants on because it would enhance your experience. As with
Okay.
the denim, it would be like harder to.
Okay, I can see that.
You can see that.
I can see that.
Okay,
I
so
get
in
your
the
point.
future,
But he's still learning, though, Mike. This is like his second time there. He's still learning.
okay, yeah, life hacks. That's what we're trying to do.
Oh,
here.
I know.
Yeah.
So 6 lap dances at $20 a pop.
Yeah.
So you had $120 already for the lap
Yes.
dances. Okay. How'd you go into the club? Were you making it rain? Were you big balling? What'd you go in there with?
Yeah. I was,
How much cash did you go in there with?
like $80 cash. Singles,
80.
all
So you
singles.
went in with 80, but you got 120 in lap dance. Did you use a debit card? Did they give you IOUs? Did you get credit? How did
No,
that happen?
just your cash.
What's that? Oh, you withdrew cash?
Yeah.
At the ATM. The service charge in a strip club is probably like $7. Another life hack.
Yeah,
Go in with the
$7.
money ahead of time. And you know what they really like, and Unknown can attest to this, is they like when you throw quarters at them.
Yes.
Quarters?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. They like to try to catch them. It's
a fun game.
It's a challenge.
yeah.
Especially if,
I'm gonna try that.
especially while they're up on the pole, and when they do that, upside down thing. I saw it on the TV one time. They do this thing where they go upside down.
I saw that on CSI New York when they went into the right.
Yeah, it was on
I saw
TV.
that. Yeah, it was on
But
TV.
anyway, what you try to do is you try to get the quarter into the coin slot.
Uh-huh.
So that's what.
And
that's
if
what
you do
do.
that, you get a free game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So now, do you remember any of the names of any of the strippers that you?
Yeah.
Okay, give us some names.
Okay.
I'm
well,
very distracted by that blue mask. See, now this mask on you, it's not bothering me. I can look at you and say it's Unknown. He's got a mask on. I'm looking at him,
Can we just rather not unveil the
and he
name?
looks like maybe like a serial killer or like some sort of like very ominous look about him. But go on. I'm
For the
sorry.
safety of the strippers, can we please just not unveil the names of the strippers, please, for
Well,
safety and personal
we're not going to give
and
them
privacy?
He's not going to give us their government names, bro. He's
Well,
going to
I
give us
mean,
their
the
stripper
stage
names.
Can I
names.
just be honest with you? I don't think he even got to like a real stripper name. He probably got the secondary stripper name.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, yeah.
Was
but-
one of them Chastity?
No.
Okay, were any of the
Crystal.
girls named after cars?
No.
Okay, were any of the girls named after a month or a
Or a
season?
city.
Or a season.
Nope. Nope.
So no Mercedes, no Lexus,
No.
no summer,
Nope.
no autumn.
Nope.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what else they could possibly have been named it. What other names do the strippers use these days?
Ebony? No Ebony's?
I'm not sure because Ebony.
How about Ivory?
Star.
No.
So nobody was living together in harmony.
No.
The strip club. All right, so you had
Oh, baby, it's triple! Oh, yeah!
so you had 6 lap dances
Yep.
roughly. Did you spread them out over the evening, or were they just like rapid succession?
No. When I go to strip club, I like to chill out,
Right,
right? Look at the dancers, drink.
right.
I like to
What do you drink?
Jack Daniels
Jack
on the
Daniels.
rocks or meat. I start from there, then I go for fireball shots. You know,
Right.
depending on my mood, depending like what I feel like.
What kind of mood are you normally in when you go?
kind of mood? Like
Are you in the mood?
I'm just chill, ready.
Right.
You know.
Ready for anything that comes your way?
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to get too graphic, and this story was touched on once before. Are you still a virgin, technically?
I'll say technically no, but I don't.
So there has been ejaculate since the last time we spoke?
No.
No.
No. So there was entry,
Entry.
and there was some sort of motion,
Yes.
not emotion. We've been through that. Motion. You didn't get emotionally attached, but there was motion,
Yes.
but you did not ejaculate.
No.
There was no releasing of the kraken, so to
Right,
speak.
yeah, that was kind of weird for me. Like, what the hell's going on with me? Like, am I suffering a
Right.
problem? I don't know.
So Holly brings her teenage daughter right into this at the exact
Oh my-
perfect time
oh my
for this
God,
conversation.
oh
We're,
my
talk-
God.
we're gonna make a right turn here. We were speaking about and go on to.
So back to Jesus Christ on Sunday.
We'll circle back to the strip club. So what else was there besides the flight? And what did you do today?
So I went to a car and coffee meet event in Nanuet, New York.
Where?
Nanuet, New
Can you
York.
spell it?
Nanuet.
Non you. Okay.
No, actually, you're wrong. There's a E.T. Did he say E.T. at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually that mask. I'm sorry. He is correct.
I'm looking at myself
He's
on his
correct.
computer, and I just got to tell you, I don't like the angle on my head. My hairline's receding a little bit. I like it to adjust a little bit, so it's more of my beautiful face and less of my receding hairline.
Well, due to the fact of where
On
the
the
camera
break,
is,
I'd like to have that happen on the break.
well,
So-
sorry, due to the fact the camera position,
so-
you have to keep it there.
I mean,
Sorry.
I'm actually gonna go to another one, right? So that started at 9 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning to 12.
I don't give a shit about the show. Go ahead, no, I do care about the show.
So I came out.
Slightly.
I came out from work at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, I need some sleep. I can't. So I decided to go to sleep. Woke up around 12 on the dot. Got ready. Took an Uber. Went there around like 2 o'clock.
Right? How much is the Uber cost in non-UET?
From my house.
Yeah.
My first ride was $50.
Wow.
50. Yeah. Yeah. On my way back.
how about back?
32.
Right, because much like a plane, on your trip back, you have the wind at your back.
Yes.
You get there faster, and getting there faster means less money. So 50
Makes sense.
there, 32 coming back. That's science, bro.
Yeah.
You can't argue science.
Yeah. So I took a lot of pictures of the Lamborghini Huracan Performante in yellow, black rims.
What was that name again?
Lamborghini Huracan.
That was the stripper that you saw. Lamborghini Hamakatu?
No, it's a Huracan Performante, which is like the lighter version of the Lamborghini Huracan.
Okay.
So that's more for like the racetrack.
Oh, I see.
And then there's like McLaren 570S convertible.
Right.
Oh, a Spider. It's not a commercial Spider, but it has no rooftop. Then a couple Corvettes, a couple Mustangs, which honestly I'm not. I mean, it's not appealing when you used to see these kind of cars of high caliber, you know.
Right, right,
Then there was a Dodge Ram, all black,
right.
with golden rims, right? 2500 Ram,
I've heard-
big, tall-ass, the tallest pickup truck I've ever seen in my life.
I've heard enough. So, Unknown, how was your break hiatus, or you were away a while,
Yeah, just working, partying,
right?
doing what I do.
How's work?
It's there.
It's there. We can't really talk much
Yeah.
about your work, hence the name Unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been,
about you?
Crazy. We're trying to get our national headquarters built down in Phillipsburg, and we had Phillipsburg, the town, unfortunately lose an officer, Dominic Belcastro, the Saturday right before Easter in a tragic motorcycle accident. But it was
Oh, wow.
beautiful to see the way the town came together. We raised some money for the family. We're having a golf outing, which sold out in days.
Yeah.
In July. Been planning the cigar outing. We had that cigar outing
Yes,
in May
in
at
May.
Jimenez Cigars, right, in
Newark.
Newark. Yep. We got about 80, 90 people going to that.
Nice.
COVID compliant, because
COVID
it's indoor,
compliant.
outdoors, of course. And that's basically it. And obviously, we put no preparation to this show whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Why would we?
So, hey, UTI. I don't like the way you're good on your name. We're going to do a lightning round right now. We're going to do GFYs. You know what GFY stands for?
Good for you.
It does not stand for good for you. Rachel has it on her sweatshirt. Look at her t-shirt. What does that stand for?
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
yourself.
It's, or Golf Foxtrot Yankee. The new shirt will be coming out soon. That's the way to say to people like, I pay your salary, GFY, or
Right.
you cops are never around when we need you, GFY. So it's our way of just subtly answering back to those ridiculous things. Now, speaking of ridiculous things, I'd like you to name one thing that you would, if you had to give a GFY to somebody right now within the last week or so, what's going on? Who would you give a GFY to? It's a GFY right on the back of your computer, Mo.
And he doesn't know what it stands for.
You have a GFY right on the back of your laptop.
Yeah. Oh, sure. I remember I watched.
How do you not know what that is? It's on the back of your
I
laptop.
watched Josh, and he told me it could either mean good for you or go fuck yourself or.
And
God
now,
forgive
Josh,
you. God
got-
forgive you. Right? GFY.
Yeah, God forgive you. If Josh give me like 3 different definitions, I'm like,
Good for
okay.
you.
God's favorite youngster.
In this yes, but in this particular instance, the GFY means go F yourself. Okay.
Okay.
So if you had to GFY something, what would you GFY right now and why? Quickly, go.
The Karen that tells me to put a mask on at the mall. I would tell her that.
Who?
Yeah, people tell me
The Karen.
the Karens, you know.
Oh, the Karens.
Yeah, Karens.
I'm not sure if that's what we call the plural version of Karens. Isn't it Karen? Karai? Karais?
Karais.
No, it's the Karen.
It's Karens.
Yeah.
Like a fungi.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to GFY Major League Baseball for taking the All-Star game out of Atlanta, moving it to Colorado. They took it out of a city that's predominantly African-American and put it into a city that's predominantly white. How that gives a message other than taking care of the good old boy network, I don't know, but that's what MLB did.
Yeah,
GFY to MLB. Your
GFY
GFY's
to
done. GFY to you.
I'm going to GFY NBA in the NFL.
Okay.
And an old GFY, just to GFY him every couple months, Omari Shakur.
Oh, Omari Shakur, our friend
Yeah.
Omari.
Yeah.
Okay. GFY to you. We keep going until we run out. What are you going to GFY?
I'll say my GFA is gonna be towards major city councils that always appease to these rioters.
Who?
The city councils of let's say Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, the mayors of those cities as well. Like they
So you're GFYing the mayor and city councils of Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York to be accurate.
yeah,
Okay.
major city.
I
Like,
GFY Aaron Hicks. Boom. We know why, right? Aaron
I know
Hicks.
why.
He had to take the night off after the shooting in Minneapolis because he was so heartbroken and
So distraught.
that he couldn't play a fucking Child's game.
Yeah.
He couldn't hit a baseball.
Oh my
because
God.
he was so upset.
What a rough life he
Hey,
has.
do you have that stat up? That stat that I pulled off Facebook? Tell me this. There were, I think 97 police officers have been killed in the line of duty this year. 97.
What?
97.
15 by gunfire.
15 by
Damn.
gunfire, 97 total.
Damn.
How many athletes do you think have taken off from either baseball or the NBA or hockey's going on right now? But I still kind of am okay with
Travel in
hockey.
hockey.
How many do you think any athletes took a day off to just, reconcile with what's going on with law enforcement and the amount of deaths? How many?
I can't recall. Huh?
Zero. UTI. Zero.
Yeah. Well,
Imagine that.
yep.
So a big GFY to the woke athletes.
Yeah,
that take
the
off because they're so
virtue
upset.
signaling. That's what they do.
Right.
Mike,
Yeah.
can we double GFY the MLB?
Double GFY MLB?
Yeah, why
You
not?
do this. You do a double GFY
Well,
to the
yeah,
MLB.
so one for moving the All-Star game and the other one for that $1 billion deal with China, the communist country.
What? Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's okay. I don't know if you know this. I talked to legal counsel. All we have to do for anything is just say, with all due respect, and then we can't get in trouble for anything we say.
Well, with all due
So with all due respect, fuck China. And so Major League Baseball can make deals with communist China and Nike and Cuba and do all these deals with them where children are exploited, women are exploited. That's okay.
Right.
But suddenly they're woke when it
after
comes
all,
to...
it's the American pastime, right?
Right. So double GFY to baseball. You're up.
Thank you.
We'll go around one more time.
I'm going to go GFY to the mayor who doesn't think that cops should have guns on motor vehicles.
Oh, Brooklyn Center Mayor Elliott.
Yes.
I was going to use that
God.
one. I think I can come up with one more. GFY to you.
I want to say GFY to my cat.
Yeah, stop. Leave my cat alone. Damn.
Get out of his cage.
Shit. I'll say GFY to the average criminal nowadays. That
Not the above average
Yeah,
criminal.
just the average
Not
one.
the really smart ones
No,
that do
no.
like bank heists and stuff like that. The average
yeah,
criminal.
the
Because the
average.
average criminals, they don't put
Joe the crack dealer.
they're not putting enough
The average
fucking effort into being.
No,
I used to do.
I'm talking about the average murder, the average homicide.
Right.
You know.
Oh, an average homicide.
Yeah,
Like a gun or a
now
knife.
they're having the best time of their life.
What would you consider
right
above
now.
average, like homicide? Somebody that used like a bow and arrow, or
No, above
what would be
average-
an above average homicide in your mind?
I'd consider that like a mob hit. Like,
Oh, right. Like
well
sprawled out on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
brain juice coming out onto the curb,
well planned out.
throat slit, laying back in the thing in
Yeah.
the barber chair like this, something like that.
Yeah.
Car
We're making a
explosion.
statement with this one.
Right.
We're making
That
a
would be an
statement.
above average
Above
homicide. Okay. My last GFY, and then we're going to move on, is Ben and Jerry's. Because yet again, Ben and Jerry's has
I know
come out
that.
and done another statement saying how there's inherent racism in the police departments. They're referencing the Brooklyn Center shooting with the officer, and we're going to get into that in a little bit,
Yeah.
with the officer with the taser, where she actually says, and on her own body cam, I made a mistake, I shot him, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
So I don't see how there's any intent there when she's actually in the heat of the moment saying I made a mistake. And then also the Chicago shooting of the 13-year-old, where they have it down to a millisecond.
Yes.
The 13-year-olds. Let me ask you this question: when in this country are we going to start actually holding the people accountable? The narrative is bullshit. I mean, show me. I mean, they'll point to this one, that one, or the other one, but show me actual data where someone was legitimately like the picture that they show when they were 12, but now they're 22. Like
Yeah.
a scholar
All right.
on his way to the library because the SATs were tomorrow and he's trying to get into Harvard.
Yeah.
Or the guy on his way to the soup kitchen where he volunteers 5 times a week. Why is every single one of these tragic accidents or tragic deaths involve resisting arrest, fleeing from the police, prior
arrest.
convictions? And
Yeah.
no, none of those things mean it's a death sentence. But we have like an alphabet, right? It goes in order: A, B, C, D, numbers, right?
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3. We jump to number 7. We jump to letter G. We jump to letter H, and we don't discuss all the things that led up to that: bad parenting, no father in the household,
Yep.
other socioeconomic issues. All these things factor into what happens on the street, but all we concentrate is that, and it's a millisecond from the time that 13-year-old had the gun in his hand till the time it hit the ground and the officer shot him.
Yes.
This is not the Matrix. Things do not slow down and to slow motion levels. UTI like that Matrix reference. It's not the Matrix. This is not the way things work.
Yeah.
Yet constantly, the law enforcement in the United States is under attack. I'm not even going to bore anybody with the statistics on unarmed and armed and African American versus white and who's. It's like this other nonsense with Asian. I didn't even know what it was. I was on vacation. All of a sudden, what was the hashtag? Asian hate.
Stop
the Asian
Stop
hate.
Asian hate.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was Asian hate. I didn't know. You want to know the Asian hate I know about? I worked in a few different precincts in New York City that bordered other precincts where there was high Asian population. The most crime committed was Asian on Asian crime because the Asians are reluctant to go to the police to make reports. Much like black on black crime.
So they handle it
as well.
in-house.
Right. So that's the real. To me, that was always the Asian hate crimes were committed on each other by each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand
agree.
with the Wuhan. I can't call it that.
Yes, you can.
The COVID virus, COVID-19.
The China virus.
Right. People called it the China virus and all that other stuff. I get it. But I don't think it's any more prevalent now than it was before. And if you look at numbers, counting the underreporting, the numbers are staggering of Asian, on Asian.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate Asians.
I don't hate Asians at all.
Chris, UTI, how about you?
I say the same thing. Most Asians, they go on with their lives. They work hard. They, do
Most. You said most. Interesting.
what they call.
What does that mean?
I mean, regardless
The
of
ones that you're not including in the most, what are they doing? They're not going about their lives and doing things?
no,
What are they doing?
like I'm trying to say.
You have the mask on. Say what you really feel.
Yeah.
It's very
Are
liberating.
you talking about like the freighter Asians that come over here on?
I'm talking about in every race of any race, there's always good people and bad people. Right?
Let's do it. Let's have a. Is this Asian or not? Wee. All right. Listen. You are a owner of a dry cleaning.
Okay.
Okay.
That's racist.
You are. I didn't say what nationality he was yet. I just said he owns a dry cleaning.
So we're talking about Asians. Then you go
Maybe he's the Asian. Maybe he's the Asian. But he's the Asian. So you are going into the dry cleaner and you feel like you've been ripped off. That he's overcharging you because you're black. So in this scenario, you're black and he's Asian, and you're going to go into now the what do you own now, the Asian guy?
Dry cleaner.
You own a dry cleaner. So your name for this exercise is going to be Joe. And you're going to go into the dry cleaner, and you're pissed off because you feel like the Asian came into your community and he's charging you too much money, and we're going to see how you deal with it, and then we're going to take a vote on was that Asian hate or not. So you're Joe, you're Black Joe, and he's the Asian owner of the dry cleaning.
Alright.
Hello.
Hey, listen, I'm really pissed off because I believe that you overcharging me, man.
I overcharge you for what? I don't charge you nothing all extra. I charge you same thing I charge everybody.
You charge me $20 extra for a job that normally costs $20 less.
No, I do not. I charge you for everything you bring in. You bring me pants for extra stain. I don't know what it is. It costs me extra time, extra product to have to get the stain out of your pants. I don't know what you do at home.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem.
And scene. Now.
You got out now.
Excuse me?
You got out now.
The Asians do like to throw the shoes. Is that wait? I've seen it in movies.
Can I have my shoe back?
I've seen it. No, wait, no, the Asians don't do that.
Yeah,
the Egyptians, right? They show them in the when they have the when they have the council meetings and stuff, and they get crazy. They take their shoes off and they throw them at each other. Is that a Middle Eastern thing or an Asian thing? It's not an Asian thing.
I think it is an Asian thing.
No.
It's a
not-
Middle Eastern thing.
It's a Middle Eastern thing. So up until the point that you threw the shoe, that might not have been an Asian type situation.
Okay.
But when you threw the shoe and assumed that Asians throw shoes and it's really Middle Eastern that shows shoes, you might have been guilty of some sort of profiling.
See, where I'm going to go with it, I think Asia encompasses a lot of many different countries.
Right.
So there are I've seen Asians throw shoes before.
Okay.
I've been on the receiving end of it.
All right. All right. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break, and then when we come back, we're gonna call. Let me just set this up, Jacob. We have on the other side of the break, we're gonna call Officer B. I don't know if anybody's seen this viral video on this thing called TikTok. I don't know if we know about the TikTok or not.
I have TikTok.
I call it the TikTok.
So
you have TikTok?
You know,
Yeah.
Okay, so on TikTok, it's got 5.6 million views already.
Wow.
Right? And it's an
Okay.
officer who very bravely put himself out there
Absolutely.
to discuss the taser and the firearm in uniform.
Oh, God.
And he explained how the firearm and the taser should not be confused. And well, you know what? We're going to play the video on the other side of the break.
Okay.
We're going to have Officer B call in and explain his thought process and why he made the video.
Okay.
We're going to take some questions from Facebook listeners. UTI is going to take care of that.
Alrighty.
Maybe a few people want to call in, and maybe we have a couple of questions for ourselves of Officer B. We're not going to say his department. We're going to respect. We'll just say he's an officer in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, before we go, Joe, like how he said, the mask has to go. The sound quality is getting over.
So you want to do an unveiling right now because this is going to be very shocking for people. They're going to find out who.
Because Wes Young already knows who the fuck it is.
How can anybody with that mask on? How can anybody know?
You want me to tell you exactly what Wes Young is saying right now? Wes Young is eating too many edibles.
Because
nobody can understand Chris. That's exactly what he just said.
How dare he out Chris like that?
Wow.
All right, Chris, you know what? On the air for everybody, if you are Chris, take off your headphones and your glasses and put them back on. Take the mask off.
They said that it sounds like he has a dick in his mouth.
Well.
Really?
You're not going to be known.
I forgot.
You're not going to be known as UTI anymore. You're just going to be known as Chris the intern. I hope that doesn't upset Tom Werther and Joshua Oliveri that we have you for this show. Are you okay with that?
I mean, what's wrong with the mask? Can you understand what I'm saying on this?
I can understand you because I've been dealing with you for a long time. I understand your mumble mouth.
But the listeners can't.
Ah.
It doesn't really matter.
All right, we'll go to a break. When we come back, he may or may not have his mask on anymore. Or maybe we can find one that has the mouth exposed, or we can cut that one so the mouth is exposed, because they might think this is Chris, but just like Lucha Libre, we do not unmask people like that. All right? Only if he's comfortable coming out. We will not out him.
But he's
He would have to...
out.
What?
Nothing. You missed a joke.
All right. Let's go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes or something like that. 6 minutes.
Dougie Fresh, you on?
6 minutes.
If you are searching for a doctor that truly cares about your overall health and well-being, contact Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness. For more than 11 years, Dr. Alex has been treating law enforcement professionals and their families while focusing on one-on-one care so you never feel rushed. All necessary testing can be conducted during your visit, and they feature flexible hours and appointments to accommodate alternating work schedules. Tri-State Health and Wellness is conveniently located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Contact Dr. Alex today by visiting www.bluetristate.com. Mortgages for everyday heroes. From Michelle Hendershot and Homebridge Financial Services. If you're looking to purchase a home or refinance an existing mortgage, Michelle Hendershot can assist you every step of the way. With over 10 years of experience assisting law enforcement officers with their dream of owning a home, the choice is simple. Contact Michelle Hendershot today. Visit www.mortgagesforblue.com. Are you tired of sleeping alone each night? Feeling sluggish during the day? Is your snoring keeping your spouse awake at night? If you find yourself spending too much time on the couch, maybe it's time to visit Dr. Michael Doblin of At Home Sleep Solutions. Dr. Doblin is the preferred sleep apnea doctor of New Jersey's law enforcement officers. With the help of a custom-fitted oral device, you can finally say goodbye to noisy, antiquated sleep apnea machines. For more information and to schedule an appointment today, contact Dr. Michael Doblin. Visit www.bluesnore.com. Moment of Silence, Inc., along with Blue Suicide, is a nonprofit organization founded to support and raise awareness about the epidemic of suicides amongst law enforcement, military personnel, and first responders. For more information on how you can help, visit momentofsilenceinc.org. If you're in the market for a new vehicle or a certified used vehicle, then visit Fetty Auto Group, located at the junction of Route 46 and Route 3 in Clifton, New Jersey. Fetty Auto Group stands shoulder to shoulder with the men and women in blue. Stop by and ask for Troy Mall and ask about the offers for first responders. For more information, visit FettyAuto.com. That's FettyAuto.com. The Blue Magazine, the law enforcement publication by law enforcement professionals for the men and women of law enforcement. The unfiltered voice of law enforcement. TheBlueMagazine.com. Are you patrolling with the pig? If not, you're doing it wrong. Check out all the newest swine swag at ProudPig.blue. They are dirty by design. Check it out now. Visit www.proudpig.blue for all your swine swag. Visit www.proudpig.blue. Resumes by Joe. Owned and operated by retired NYPD second grade detective Joe Federa. With over 20 years of professional resume writing experience and focusing on translating what we do as cops into language that the corporate world can appreciate. We put an emphasis on ensuring that your cover letter and resume will be best received by the applicant tracking system used by most companies today. Check out our website at www.resumesbyjoe.com or call Joe directly at 347-992-4523. Don't forget to ask about the 50% discount for BBO members and most unions across the country. Give us the job of helping you get the job. Contact Resumes by Joe today. If you're a member of the law enforcement profession and are looking to establish long-lasting business relationships with businesses that are blue-friendly, it's time to visit visitblue.com. Visitblue.com features some of the best doctors, lawyers, realtors, as well as other service providers, such as home improvement and financial services. If you are looking for reliable, trustworthy service providers, visit visitblue.com. That's www.visitblue.com. Founded in 2014 by retired NYPD police officer Michael Burke, Brothers Before Others is a national 501c3 law enforcement charity comprised solely of both sworn and retired police officers. Since their inception, Brothers Before Others has sent floral arrangements to the services of all line-of-duty deaths, regardless of where in the country they occur, having spent over $350,000 to date. While the National Flower Fund remains their cornerstone, their benevolence has since grown well beyond that, even into the civilian world. For more information on how to get involved or to donate, visit brothersbeforeothers.org, or you can visit their public forums on all social media platforms by searching Brothers Before Others. Founded in 2016 by professional musician Neil Giraldo, 3-Chord Bourbon has developed a process that is defined as the perfectly tuned taste, blending carefully selected whiskey bourbon and rye whiskey stocks from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. Designed to be enjoyed with friends and family, 3-Chord Bourbon will leave you with the same feeling you experience after hearing that perfect song. You'll know their whiskeys are right from the very first sip. For more information on 3-Chord Bourbon and available merchandise, visit 3chordbourbon.com. Line of Duty Cigars, owned and operated by retired NYPD Detective Tom Werther. Visit lineofdutycigars.com for our handmade Nicaraguan cigars, custom ashtrays, custom humidors, and custom flask sets. Also, when you place an order, you choose the law enforcement, first responder, or veteran charity, and Line of Duty Cigars donates 10% to that organization. Planning a special event? Contact us today. Visit www.lineofdutycigars.com.
We're on the air? All right, this is very important, though. I have to give this bottle of 3-Chord. Which 3-Chord is this? Blended bourbon whiskey, batch number 5, 81 proof. Do you know, Jacob, that I have a 3-Chord, my second run of 3-Chord? The first one was a BBO 3-Chord. I sold a whole barrel of that. I have a new 3-Chord bourbon coming out. It's called Sweet and Swiney. It's honey-based, but it's not infused. It's not infused. Yeah. We don't play that shit. The word on the street,
that shit's fucking good.
And the streets don't lie,
that shit's
is that
good.
The beehives, they took the beehive wood and they made the barrels out of the beehive wood.
That sounds good.
And then the bourbon goes into these barrels and it extracts the honey from the barrels, creating the very limited, only 120 bottles, half a barrel of the Sweet and Swiney 3-Chord bourbon, which is barreled now and will be available in 2 weeks. And believe it or not, I only have 8 bottles left out of the 120. And there's talks now of going for a full barrel. I wasn't sure.
Before we go, that's down to 6. I'm gonna buy 2.
Boom.
I want to buy 2 as well.
Really? I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah.
Your word is your bond.
Yeah.
You look like Fart Man with that on.
Fart? Who's Fart Man?
Howard Stern played Fart Man.
Yeah.
So the good thing about the 3-Chord is that I didn't think after selling 240 bottles of BBO one I'd be able to sell the 3-Chord Sweet and Swiney so fast, but it went like that. And that was in the middle of doing the Swiney Citrus beer that will be out at the end of May. We collaborated with End of Tour Brewing Company. NYPD guy owns that. So the End of Tour beer, we collaborated with them. It's called Sweet and Swiney Citrus. It's a 6.5 alcohol by volume. Badass. I feel like there might be some sort of blood orange flavoring in there.
Ooh, nice.
Our very own Dick Whiskey.
Yes.
Who is going to be coming on later in the show. We're going to be reviewing a Good Monks beer by, I don't know how to pronounce that beer, I should know that. Begins with a W and ends with an R. Good Monks. So we're going to be reviewing that, but he is our flavor profiler for the beer. Yes. And it's going to be a citrusy, kick-ass beer. But I'm giving this bottle right now, 3-Chord. It's going to go out to the lab. They promise to be quiet if I give them the 3-Chord and let them drink the 3-Chord. So is someone coming to get this bottle while we're trying to get Officer B on the line?
Let's see.
Is the engineer booth abandoned?
Yeah, well,
I'm already here.
Officer B, you're on the line?
I'm on the line.
Oh, beautiful! I didn't even know you were there. Our engineer might be a little high right now. I'm not even sure. Who's taking?
All good. Sounds like I fit right in with you.
Yes. Oh, hey now. Who wants this blended bourbon whiskey? Who's taking this? Before I get on with Officer B right now, you want to come around and just get it through the door right here? We have standards. They're just very low. Just come right, open the door. It's the middle of a show, but don't worry about it. Enjoy. All right. So Officer B. We're calling you Officer B. We're not going to call you by your full name. I discovered you. Well, actually, my stepdaughter found you on TikTok, and said, "Hey, you should check out this TikTok video." This officer really put himself out there, and he's explaining to people that might not know about the taser and the firearm and how that all would play out, and how the mistake could be made or shouldn't be made, or because everybody has opinions on that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have the engineer, while you're on the line, Jacob the Inhaler, he's going to play your TikTok video so everybody can can hear the video. We'll have him bring that up, and we just ask that you just hold on while he plays the video, and here it goes.
Dominant?
Jacob, do I get to hear the
Not so
video?
dominant.
Oh, I don't.
No.
Okay.
Huge weight
I've heard it a
difference,
few
guys.
times before.
I don't understand how we can mistake a taser for a gun or a gun for a taser. If you're in the heat of the moment and you do something like that, you shouldn't be doing this job. Because nobody likes a bad cop more than a good cop. I can tell you that straight up. I'm not going to put my life on the line to try and, fix your stupidity and deal with, restoring the peace with my public that I serve just because of your stupid actions. It makes no sense. 99% of our job is communication. You don't got to be quick to pull out a gun or a taser on somebody and think everybody's a threat. Not everybody's a threat. Try talking to them. Get to know them people.
Very interesting.
Right.
So, our listeners at home and in the studio or insert the video. So, why don't you take us through it? So first of all, what made you decide to actually do the video? I mean, your TikTok doesn't seem to be up that long from seeing some of the videos that are up there, but what made you decide to do the video, first of all?
You're right, it hasn't been up that long, and the whole reason why I made this video was, it wasn't to get likes or follows on TikTok, trust me, I can care less about that, but it was just to basically draw awareness to, my fellow officers in the field. The truth is, I made that video, I made it out of anger and frustration. At that time, all I can think about, was the husband and wives who have lost their loved ones in the line of duty. I'm sure the ones that were lost were the good guys. And when a negligent mistake like that happens, it's not only the good officers that suffer, but it's the great citizens too. And you guys know just as well as I know, it takes a lot to regain that trust you had with them and to restore the peace.
Well, it was interesting you mentioned likes or follows or whatever, but that video has got last time I checked, it was at 5.6 million views. It's on
I think it's that way. Last time I checked, it was like 7.2.
Oh, 7.2.
Wow.
Oh, I stand corrected. I mean, it's on World Star Unknown.
It's everywhere. I mean, it's gone global. It's gone so viral.
And believe it or not, I mean, there's people on both sides of the issue here that see the video. Some supporting you, some not so much. I'm sure there were negative comments on the TikTok thing. I don't know if you have control over that or not, but we have people messaging us, asking us all sorts of questions, and I can't answer the questions because I didn't make the video. So this is Aaron from Annandale, New Jersey, says he's asking, I guess because people want to know about you too, right? So he's asking, how many man department are you? How many cops are in your department? 6. Okay, and then what about hold on a minute. And they were asking if you've ever had to unfortunately, did you ever have to that doesn't sound like proper English, but unfortunately, did you ever have to use your taser or your firearm in the line of duty?
I never pulled the trigger on my firearm, however, I did have it out multiple times.
Okay, so, all right, so I mean, we all broken leather in our careers, but never had to shoot anybody and never had to actually use the taser.
Correct.
That correct.
Taser was used, yeah, but
you've tasered somebody. You've tasered somebody. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over. You said you did taser somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So then the next guy asks, Oh, this is interesting. I didn't even know this, and I don't really want to play back the tape. But this dude is saying that in the video, you said nobody loves a bad cop more than a good cop. I guess you just misspoke. I didn't hear it. I don't want to replay it again. I'll just take the viewer's word for it. You said, I think what you were trying to say was nobody dislikes or hates or whatever word you would use a bad cop more than a good cop, but you misspoke and said nobody loves a bad cop more than a good cop. And he's saying that that's ironic that you made a mistake making a video about pointing out a mistake from the officer in Minneapolis. Well, to be accurate, Brooklyn Center, right?
Brooklyn Center.
Brooklyn Center. So I don't know. I guess he's trying to point out the irony. And do you feel like maybe you went a little too far? I mean, that's a good question. That maybe the criticism was a little bit too much, being that she herself admitted in the video that she in fact made a mistake.
You know what? You can't. Once you say something, you can't take it back. You know.
Meaning you cannot take back what you said, or she can't take back what she said, admitting that it was a tragic mistake.
My words that were said,
oh, okay.
Because
well, you could. I mean, you could.
Going to go by that.
You could take them back. I mean, you could say that you could say that you were heated, like you said before, and you maybe misspoke or went a little bit too far, or you probably shouldn't have said. I mean, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm just saying, for me, I wouldn't. And I worked in a bigger department, and I have fired my weapon, and we didn't have tasers. They didn't trust us with them. New York City cops still don't have them. I think maybe they do. The sergeants were the ones that always had the tasers.
Yeah, guys have them now. I don't know exactly who.
In New York, they do. I know sergeants
so.
do, but I don't know about the cops. But we never had tasers when I was on patrol, so I guess it is a little bit of a different time. But I've had my gun out 20 times on one tour. That's not uncommon when you work in New York in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, and fired it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I think what the general consensus is I think maybe because I'm seeing a few different more comments coming in about the like, again, we're not going to say your department, but I just did, because we're going to respect that. You asked that, we're not going to do that. But I did a little research on my own because I wanted to see, I understand what you were saying. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but I do understand what you were saying. But I did some research on like where you work. I didn't know how many cops were in the department, but where you work, your rating for crime, your rating for where you are, is 97.5% better than the rest of the whole entire United States. So where you work is 97.5% better than pretty much, there's only 2% in the whole country has less crime than where you work. As opposed to Brooklyn Center, who's 72% worse in the entire country.
That makes a lot of sense.
So that's 170% turnaround as far as how safe it is where you are and how bad it is where the officer works at Brooklyn Center. And the other thing that someone pointed out here is that you somewhere in the video towards the end, maybe out of frustration again, you said learn how to talk to them, or you need to learn how to talk to them. And I guess they want to know what them meant, because in where you work, the African American community represents 0.5% of the entire community, only barely beating out Island Pacificers, right? Is that what they call that race?
Yeah.
By 0.04%. And in Brooklyn Center, it's 30% African American. And like I said, I don't think you've had a homicide where you are for almost 10 years. And they've had more in Brooklyn Center in the first month of this year than you had in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe some people would say you're comparing your experiences or what the officer went through with things that you probably don't have any experience in. What do you say to that? Is that accurate and fair?
Well, what I say to that is, I did work in a borough which employed at least 25 guys. It was number 2 in arrest.
Hold on.
In the whole county, it was number 2 in arrest.
Right.
We did. I've been on homicides. I've been on SWAT calls. I've seen a lot.
Right.
And that's where I'm basically judging from, not where I'm working now. I mean, basically where I'm at now is what you call, like, you know, the retirement place, you know, like that's the retirement job, you know, you want to take it easy. And
How do you feel about the theory of muscle memory? Do you take any stock? I mean, it's science. Do you take any stock in the theory of muscle memory, where 90% of the action that you would take in training would be with your firearm, and you have that muscle memory, and maybe 10%, and I don't know the exact numbers, but it's high. It's up there. It could be 95 and 5. I might be not even putting the right number on it. Where you have muscle memory, and that's what you would go to. Would that lend itself to what happened here, you think? And when she said, I made a mistake, I thought I don't know the exact words, but she obviously thought she tasered him. She yelled, taser, taser. She shot him as he drove away. She said, I accidentally shot him. She used the word accident in the heat of the moment. So she's actually acknowledging her mistake, an unfortunate one. I think people will say a lot of times, you know, every death is a tragedy, but every tragedy is not a crime.
Yes.
Right? So, you know, unfortunate what happened, but I think maybe where I get frustrated with this kind of stuff is I feel like we don't talk about all the stuff that led up to what happened with the officer, right? What happened 26 years on the job and, you know, out there on the streets and an unblemished record, risking her life every day, makes this mistake. And then, you know, we get enough of it from people on the streets, you know, civilians attacking and trying to, like, you know, cut things down into like microseconds or and judge it. And then when we get it from our own, maybe that's a frustrating thing for, you know, some law enforcement. So do you think by doing this video and getting all these views, you are helping other cops by doing this video, or are you starting to maybe see like another side of it where maybe leave the I don't know if I want to call it second guessing. I don't know if that's what you were doing, but maybe leaving the expert opinions, you know, to the experts. Maybe that's the way I want to say it.
You know what? I would never leave the blue side. You know, I'm an officer for 12 years. I mean, the blue side's my family. Unfortunately, with this type of situation, you know, this was a mistake, but it was a costly mistake.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, that's a mistake that took somebody's life. So if anybody can get anything out of this, it's basically to raise awareness and, you know, make sure when you're in the heat of the moment, just, you know, use your common sense and.
Right, but see, here's the thing. Here's where we're gonna like diverge a little bit off our paths. I don't know if common sense is something that comes into play when you're in the heat of the battle, because what I know from my experience, I never served overseas, so I was never in the armed forces, but I felt like I was in New York City in the 80s and 90s during the crack epidemic, and it felt like I was overseas in the armed forces because every day you were fighting for your life, legit, no joke. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you it was a rough time. As rough as it is now, but now you have it as rough, but you have the other side of it, which is the political side and the silent majority basically going deaf and going mute and not helping law enforcement at all. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm a little confused on. Okay, so let me ask this question: what do you think by making this video you did that's going to change or help the climate? For law enforcement officers, because, you know, listen, I would say maybe I'm a little biased. I understand what law enforcement officers go through on a daily, so then I'm more sympathetic for them. So maybe I'm not the best person to judge your, you know, actions or your video. But I just don't feel like, so there's got to be an end game or something that's positive that comes out of this. What do you think that your video, by criticizing her and saying that, you know, you have to go back out into your community now and face those people or them or whatever it was, do you feel like her actions in Brooklyn Center, you know, in the Midwest are going to affect your job, you know, your workplace in Pennsylvania? That's what we said we would say. It's just a department in Pennsylvania. I mean, I think your whole population is like 1,700, and like I said, 0.5% African American. Are you having civil unrest where you work because of her actions in Brooklyn Center? Because that's where I feel like
No,
your frustration.
not where I work. I don't have any civil unrest.
Okay, because that's where I feel like your frustration.
To a big city.
It felt like your frustration came in like. That's where I felt like you were the most frustrated when you were emphasizing how you have to go back out into the public now and deal with her mistake now affecting your workplace. Because
and me meaning us good guys. We all have to go out and do our job now.
But you understand by saying us good guys, you're inferring that she's bad, and she's not. I mean, I don't think she is. I think she made.
No,
I mean, if I put 26 years. Go ahead. Sorry.
Everybody makes mistakes. I get it, Mike. But like I said, it was a negligent mistake. It took a life, and I mean, 26 years on the job. There shouldn't be no kind of mistake like that. I mean,
you do know the science. You do know there's science behind it, and they say that the more time that you have on the job, the more stressors that you're exposed to, you're more likely than not to react in a way where you're going to take all the totality of all your circumstances over your 26-year career, and in those moments where the shit hits the fan, that's where you're going to be influenced by all of that, as opposed to somebody with 1 or 2 years on the job who at that point is still not a cooked egg. They don't know what the hell they're doing. All they're worried about is if their shoes are spit shined, and they're going to tunnel vision, they're going to pass inspection, and they're not going to get jammed up for any little nonsense. You don't have that experience yet to be as, I don't know, cautious, or I'm not going to use the word afraid, although there is a little bit of fear involved in everybody. If you don't have fear, you just got to be crazy. But I feel like that experience it's a double-edged sword. It's good and it's bad in that particular, in that particular instance. Because
you're absolutely right.
I'm just looking at the Facebook messages coming in, and I'm looking at the messages that I get in my personal messages, and we got like 15 people on the line that want to call in. I'm not taking any calls because they're all of the same. I'm just thinking, and I'm not asking you, to apologize, because if you feel the way you feel, that's fine. I'm just saying that if listening to me for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever amount of time I've been talking, and presenting it to you another way, because I'm sure I looked at some of the TikTok comments, I couldn't see them all, but a lot of them were, positive, but there wasn't much, law enforcement like comments. The majority of them were civilians who, to be honest, they don't know shit. They don't know what it's like to be, and to be honest with you, I'd probably say 50% or 60% of the cops don't know what it's like to be in that kind of situation. There are people that have never had to, fire their gun, or even some that don't take their gun out of their holster in years. So, how do you, and we all think, and I would say this too, we all think we know what we would do in any situation, and I think that's bullshit too. We like to think we know what we would do in any given situation, but I have seen badass dudes crumble and fold when they were needed the most, and I've seen some people who I never thought in a million years step up and do courageous, heroic things that I never thought that would come from them. So. And I don't think they thought they would be up for it, or maybe they did. I don't know, but I don't feel like anybody really knows until they're in the moment. And I think that's where the disconnect is with me and you, and probably a lot of other law enforcement, because you weren't there, right? So you can't compare anything that you've ever been through to what she was going through on the street. You know what I mean? On that particular day, in that particular incident, and I think maybe the biggest disservice from. If there was good that came out of it, okay, but I think the biggest disservice is this. Law enforcement officers need to recognize something, and they don't. And this is a PSA for everybody who's listening to this. Every single cop in every single jurisdiction, whether it's a 4-man department or a 44,000-man department, is one call, one decision, or one job away from being the officer in Minneapolis and in Brooklyn Center. And the time to understand that is before it happens, not after it happens. And I think that maybe your message might not have, that part of that message was not there. You know what I mean? That could happen to anybody. You know what I mean? And anybody could make that mistake.
I get it. And I mean, I guess the way we can, move forward is train more. We have these jobs where, like, you never stop learning. I mean, you learn something every day. I mean, you just have to just keep on training.
So what if I told you that she was a training officer and she was responsible for training and she was probably trained more than most of the cops on that job, but the muscle memory, I think, thing took over, and she, in the heat of the moment, made that mistake.
She had a trainee that day.
And she was actually training somebody. Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the video that you did only touched on, your opinion of what happened that day and not any factual stuff. And then when it gets I think you said it's up to 7.2 million views now, in the society that we live in today, in the world that we live in today, where people don't read articles, right? They read the headline, and then that's the story for them, right? And when it gets shared on platforms like WorldStar, which, I mean, that's known for, it's known for, WorldStar's known for, fist fight, street videos, and all that kind of nonsense. And that's for a lot of people, that's their news, right? WorldStar, TikTok. I mean, for younger kids and even younger adults, like, that's how they're consuming all their. It's got to be, because that's why people get fooled into all the these false narratives. I think. So, all right. I mean, listen. I appreciate you coming on. I just thought maybe you would have gotten to a place where you could see that maybe this wasn't the greatest idea to do the video. I mean, now that it's out and people are reacting to it the way, I can just tell you here on my side, it's like 95% not good. Like that, they're not. I wouldn't say they're attacking you per se, but the idea of the video and second guessing is a word that's being used a lot.
Well, Officer D, can I ask you a question?
Hold on. This is one of our guys that does appearances every once in a while on the show. His name is T. He has a show called Tea Time that pops up now and again. You never know when it's going to pop up. He's retired canine out of Florida.
Officer D, how are you doing tonight?
B, Officer B.
Oh, it's Officer B. I thought it was Officer D.
See, you made a mistake right there already.
Exactly,
You started out making a mistake.
Hey, Officer B, how long you been on the job?
12 years.
12 years. Are you married, single?
I'm not going to answer that.
No, that's not. Why do we don't need to get.
Well, because the fact that I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think that video that you made was straight bullshit. To be very honest with you, the fact that you corrected the host of the show when he said that your video got 5-point-something million views and you corrected him with 7.2 million views, obviously tells me a lot about why you did this video. And you did it for no other reason, not to help the policing community, but to help yourself. The fact that you spoke.
No, you're absolutely wrong.
How do you think this video would help him? Like, in what way? When you say something like that, I mean, how do you think the video helps him? You mean get like TikTok popular?
Get attention, because that to me is when somebody makes a video of that nature, with that demeanor that you spoke on something that obviously you knew nothing about, you do it all strictly for attention. Let me ask you something. How many? You said you've been on SWAT calls and things like that. How many SWAT? You were on SWAT?
No, I'm not on SWAT.
Have you been on SWAT?
No, I'm not on SWAT.
Okay, so you've never been on SWAT calls or anything of that nature?
No, I think he said he was on SWAT calls. I don't think he's
on
in
SWAT calls.
Right, I don't think he's in
SWAT. So you weren't on SWAT. So again, you spoke on an incident that I'm sure you have very, very little bit of experience on and very little bit of knowledge on. So
no department. Don't say any department.
No.
Okay,
I would never say that. But my thing is this: is that if you're going to do a video like that, you're hurting more the policing community than you're helping them. We're already facing it negatively from the public.
All right, well, stop right there 1 second. So that's a good point. So Officer B, right? So in response to what he just said, where he feels that you're hurting policing more than you're helping by doing a video like that. Do you have an answer to that? Because that's pretty direct and to the point. It's probably more direct. It's probably direct as I would have liked to have been. I might have been dancing around it a little bit, trying to be a good host, but that's a fair question, I think. What do you feel was the positive what's the end game for this video? What comes of it? How is it good for policing in general, law enforcement in general?
Use your training. Train every day. Like I said, it was to draw awareness to all my fellow officers. Like you said, it all comes down to muscle memory. You can't mistake your gun for your taser.
Well, but you can, because it happens. This is not the first time it's happened. This is one of the times where it's been, more of a tragic incident. I mean, listen, everybody makes mistakes. I did listen to the video again. You did say nobody loves a bad cop more than a good cop. That was a mistake that you made while you were doing a video that you actually had the ability to stop and redo as many times as you wanted until you got it right. In a non-stressful environment, you made that very easy thing. You made a mistake. I made a mistake when I was giving some figures out before. Ron opened up, and his first thing that he said, he made a mistake. So mistakes happen to everybody all the time. So isn't this really maybe overplaying the hand? And this was like you keep saying, a tragic, it was an accident. It was a mistake. And what do we, expect to gain from, presenting it the way that you did on of all places like TikTok, I guess? Do you feel like a good outlet?
When you're dealing with, firearms and tasers and, you're lethal and less than lethal, you just need to know where it's positioned, where to reach for it, how to reach for it. That's what it comes down to.
But don't you think that officer knew where her firearm and her taser was and what to reach for? I don't
know. I wasn't there.
Thank you. That's okay. So that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. You don't know. You just said what I wanted you to say for a very long time in this interview. You don't know. You don't know if she. You don't know if she. It was muscle memory. She made a mistake. If she knew where it was, you don't know. I don't know. You know who knows? She knows. She's the only one who knows. So if she's the only one who knows, what is the why? Like, why make that video and say that and say, and call her out and make her work, to be like some bad person when it really, she's one of us. We're supposed to be on the same team.
We're supposed to be all we got. And if we're not all we have because you come out and you say something against her or you make a video about that against her, you know what she's going through right now? The things that she's going through right now, what's going on in her life, the threats that she's getting. And if we can't be there for our sister, then what does that make us?
And listen, let me tell you something. I did not know which way this interview was going to go. I was going to have you on. We were going to talk about stuff. I appreciate you hanging in there. You did not hang up the phone. You're here with us. You're taking the questions. Maybe this dialogue, maybe other people are watching this, and maybe we have like that, come to Jesus moment where because for me, like I'm more set in stone, or I'm more like adamant about, than I was before I started the interview. I was going to listen and hear what you had to say. You got to be open-minded, right? Critical thinkers are. But I just don't feel like I'm getting anything from you that's going to make me change.
Can we hear from a police officer who was shot in the line of duty five times at point-blank range, just to hear her perspective? Is that okay? Just to ask her questions? Can we do that?
If you have a microphone over there?
I sure do.
I don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
Now I do.
Hi.
All right. So introduce yourself to Officer B and explain to him. Listen.
Hey, Officer B.
Listen, you have a unique perspective that nobody else in this room has.
I do.
Right? I don't know if you had. Did you have a taser that day?
I didn't.
You didn't. Okay. All right. So that part. But.
Hi, Officer B. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I actually commend you for tolerating this and not hanging up on us all. But I do actually have just a couple of questions, and I kind of have to inject my perspective. I know we're living in a time right now where everything out there is, if you see something, say something, and everything is if the good cops called out the bad cops, then everything would be hunky-dory. And I think that you jumped on this opportunity to call out the bad cop, right? You watched the video, you heard her say taser, she shot the guy, and you knew right there you had her dead to rights, right? So now we can make this video. because you're the good cop calling out the bad cop, which is exactly what they want. So you make this video calling out this bad cop, the one with 26 years on without a blip. And then you proceed to basically call her an idiot. And everyone should know the difference, except you yourself admitted that you've never once fired your gun at another human being. And you've probably never looked down the barrel of anyone else's. But I have. And I can tell you that there is a tunnel vision that comes over you that if you think you're focused on the weight or what side you're drawing
just
from.
give Officer B just a quick background on your experience, on what you experienced out there in the field, and explain to him from that perspective.
None of it
it's
is
relevant. It's relevant
not.
from him being shot.
However, looking down the barrel of someone else's gun that you have no control over, when you're in that situation and you have no idea what's coming your way, tunnel vision is a real thing. Time slows down. You are literally focused on what you are seeing. You can't hear. You definitely have no feeling in your fingers. You can't feel a weight difference. You say revert back to your training, but physiologically the body doesn't really allow you to do that when the stress level is that high. And then you have a woman who openly admitted that she fucked up. And you still felt the need to push the issue even further. Her admitting that she fucked up should have been enough. No one said that she didn't fuck up. She said, I fucked up. Oh shit, I shot him. That is a clear admittance of whoops. But yet you still felt the need to Monday morning quarterback a 26-year veteran who has been through more shit than you'll ever see in your whole career.
God willing, we hope, right? I mean, that's our hope for everybody, is to not see this kind of shit in their whole career. And then when you do, and if you have a different mindset, then it's too late. You know what I mean?
It's unnerving that you would be on the show and say, I would never leave my blue family, but you did leave. You abandoned her when she needed you the most. So you did leave your blue
And Officer
family.
B, you understand this side of the... I mean, you had to know when you made the video, right? You had to know when you made the video that there was going to be... I mean, you're not living... You don't have blinders on. You're not under a rock. You had to know there was going to be some backlash or some pushback from that other side. You know what I mean? That would say, if you're all about the blue and, this is where you're at, your head's at, maybe give the officer a benefit of the doubt, and unless you felt like something very important was going to come of the video, then what's the, why, what did you, why even, make it? I think that's what the general...
like I said at the beginning, we all make mistakes in this job, and we all learn something every day. So, I mean, I really appreciate your opinions, and, I'm going to cut this call short. I really do appreciate you having me on.
This wasn't short, bro. You hung in there the whole thing, and I appreciate that. And this is important dialogue because we're all on the same team, and I feel like sometimes people forget that, and you take away from this what you will from this interview, this phone call.
Right. And I didn't. By all means, I did not mean to upset the law enforcement community, and I'm sure I did. Like I said, I made the video out of anger.
Right.
I'm tired of seeing there's too many of us losing our lives, and there's a lot of good people losing their lives.
Absolutely.
Too. It's like an eye for an eye.
5 times, so she knows.
We agree on that 100%. So listen, again, I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Be safe out there, brother. Okay.
Thank you. You guys do the same. God bless.
All right, take care. Hey, Jacob, let's go to break.
He's not getting it.
All right. We'll be back in about 5.
He doesn't get it. I think it's starting to sink in.
If you are searching for a doctor that truly cares about your overall health and well-being, contact Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness. For more than 11 years, Dr. Alex has been treating law enforcement professionals and their families while focusing on one-on-one care so you never feel rushed. All necessary testing can be conducted during your visit, and they feature flexible hours and appointments to accommodate alternating work schedules. Tri-State Health and Wellness is conveniently located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Contact Dr. Alex today by visiting www.bluetristate.com. Mortgages for everyday heroes. From Michelle Hendershot and Homebridge Financial Services. If you're looking to purchase a home or refinance an existing mortgage, Michelle Hendershot can assist you every step of the way. With over 10 years of experience assisting law enforcement officers with their dream of owning a home, the choice is simple. Contact Michelle Hendershot today. Visit www.mortgagesforblue.com. Are you tired of sleeping alone each night? Feeling sluggish during the day? Is your snoring keeping your spouse awake at night? If you find yourself spending too much time on the couch, maybe it's time to visit Dr. Michael Doblin of At Home Sleep Solutions. Dr. Doblin is the preferred sleep apnea doctor of New Jersey's law enforcement officers. With the help of a custom-fitted oral device, you can finally say goodbye to noisy, antiquated sleep apnea machines. For more information and to schedule an appointment today, contact Dr. Michael Doblin. Visit www.bluesnore.com. Moment of Silence, Inc., along with Blue Suicide, is a nonprofit organization founded to support and raise awareness about the epidemic of suicides amongst law enforcement, military personnel, and first responders. For more information on how you can help, visit momentofsilenceinc.org. If you're in the market for a new vehicle or a certified used vehicle, then visit Fetty Auto Group, located at the junction of Route 46 and Route 3 in Clifton, New Jersey. Fetty Auto Group stands shoulder to shoulder with the men and women in blue. Stop by and ask for Troy Mall and ask about the offers for first responders. For more information, visit FettyAuto.com. That's FETTEAUTO.com. The Blue Magazine, the law enforcement publication by law enforcement professionals for the men and women of law enforcement. The unfiltered voice of law enforcement. TheBlueMagazine.com. Are you patrolling with the pig? If not, you're doing it wrong. Check out all the newest swine swag at ProudPig.blue. They are dirty by design. Check it out now. Visit www.proudpig.blue for all your swine swag. Visit www.proudpig.blue. Resumes by Joe, owned and operated by retired NYPD second grade detective Joe Federa. With over 20 years of professional resume writing experience and focusing on translating what we do as cops into language that the corporate world can appreciate. We put an emphasis on ensuring that your cover letter and resume will be best received by the applicant tracking system used by most companies today. Check out our website at www.resumesbyjoe.com or call Joe directly at 347-992-4523. Don't forget to ask about the 50% discount for BBO members and most unions across the country. Give us the job of helping you get the job. Contact Resumes by Joe today. If you're a member of the law enforcement profession and are looking to establish long-lasting business relationships with businesses that are blue-friendly, it's time to visit visitblue.com. Visitblue.com features some of the best doctors, lawyers, realtors, as well as other service providers, such as home improvement and financial services. If you are looking for reliable, trustworthy service providers, visit visitblue.com. That's www.visitblue.com. Founded in 2014 by retired NYPD police officer Michael Burke, Brothers Before Others is a national 501c3 law enforcement charity comprised solely of both sworn and retired police officers. Since their inception, Brothers Before Others has sent floral arrangements to the services of all line-of-duty deaths, regardless of where in the country they occur, having spent over $350,000 to date, while the National National Flower Fund remains their cornerstone, their benevolence has since grown well beyond that, even into the civilian world. For more information on how to get involved or to donate, visit brothersbeforeothers.org, or you can visit their public forums on all social media platforms by searching Brothers Before Others. Founded in 2016 by professional musician Neil Giraldo, 3-Chord Bourbon has developed a process that is defined as the perfectly tuned taste, blending carefully selected whiskey bourbon and rye whiskey stocks from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. Designed to be enjoyed with friends and family, 3-Chord Bourbon will leave you with the same feeling you experience after hearing that perfect song. You'll know their whiskeys are right from the very first sip. For more information on 3-Chord Bourbon and available merchandise, visit 3chordbourbon.com. Line of Duty Cigars, owned and operated by retired NYPD Detective Tom Werther. Visit lineofdutycigars.com for our handmade Nicaraguan cigars, custom ashtrays, custom humidors, and custom flask sets. Also, when you place an order, you choose a law enforcement, first responder, or veteran charity, and Line of Duty Cigars donates 10% to that organization. Planning a special event? Contact us today. Visit www.lineofdutycigars.com.
We are back. Hey, listen, let me just say to Officer B, I don't think that's exactly what he expected when I had him agree to come on. I mean, I wasn't sure which way the interview was going to go either, but he hung in there. Maybe he took away something from that. Maybe other people listening takes away something from it, which is we only have each other. So, you know, I feel like we need to stick together. This is not the blue wall cover for a bad cop, good cop. This was not a bad cop, good cop situation. This was a cop who made a mistake situation, and we should support her. It's possible to, you know, I don't know if condemn is the right word, but you could be critical of someone's actions and still be supportive of them as a person, right? I mean, it's not that hard to do. It's a lost art. I feel like people don't do it, but you can. Like, I could say, listen, she made a horrible mistake. I mean, there were cops. This guy wasn't my first, I don't know, target is the right word, but there was somebody else on Facebook that I was going back and forth with. I had his picture. I was going to put him up there, and then he's in Jersey. And we probably would have somehow got him to come on the show. And he was saying she deserves to be in jail for her whole life in prison, and we need to make an example out of her, and all this bullshit. And then I go on his page, and the typical, you know, oh, look at me at Police Week with his shield fucking hanging out and his blue line, everything, and brother. He said brother more times than Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, are you really my brother?
No. But right, it's people like them that make the thin blue line very, very thin.
I mean, so hopefully maybe some people watch this and say, you know, maybe we need to just circle the wagons a little bit and be there for each other. But to do a total 180, it's time for Dick Whiskey.
It's Dick Whiskey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hello, Dick. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad. Do you know some people get confused a lot of times and they confuse you with Whiskey Dick? And that's not the case. I mean, you don't have or get...
Well, how do you know that?
Well, because his name is Dick Whiskey. It's actually Richard Whiskey. Dick for short. Not that he has a short dick. Dick Whiskey.
Oh, my God.
All right, so, Dick, it's been a while. Haven't seen you in a while, Dick. It's been about 2 months since our last beer review.
Yes.
Right? Rachel was just saying if you wanted to see your dick to lift up your belly, and that's something that I condone or I agree with whatsoever. So tell everybody the website or the app that we use to do the rating of the beer.
All right, so we use the Untapped app. It ranks beers from 1 to 5.
Holly, come on, we just have a show going on. Just walk right in. Don't worry about nothing. I'll say the Untapped app. And what are we trying tonight? What beer?
So we are trying, it is Merry Monk. It's Wachenbacher, Weirbacher Brewery. It's right down in Easton, right across from BBO headquarters.
No, that's right across the river, the Delaware River. I could throw a rock and hit this brewery from the national headquarters of BBO.
I know.
Now, how do you say this name? There's a lot of I wouldn't want this as my last name growing up if I was a kid in school. I like Burke, B-U-R-K-E. Weyerbacher. Weyerbacher?
Weyerbacher?
Weyerbacher. Merry Monks. Tell us about this beer. I mean, don't give us your score, but tell us what we're about to drink.
So this is a Belgian-style triple Pilsner. It is a high ABV. It is a 9.3.
Dang. My sweet and swine is only 6.5. I digress. What's the flavor on this? What's the flavor profile? What do we?
So I want you to try it.
Oh, we're gonna guess. Okay, I like when we do this. Okay, so can we drink it now?
Go ahead and drink it.
Now, how do we? What do we do? What are we doing with this to get this thing going? Do we gotta swirl it like a wine, or is there anything like Brian Canning?
No, it's not wine. Just swig away on that.
Swig away. Okay.
What's in it?
Skull. I don't know. We're gonna say what we think is in it when we drink
There's
it.
like pieces in it.
There's things floating around in it.
Oh yeah, there is.
Oh snap! Yeah, that looks like
Smegma.
I'm not going to say what that looks like. That looks like Chris. That looks like the strip club after Chris is done for the night. As I now swig it.
You know what?
I might puke.
I did IVF back in the day. This looks like the sample.
Not bad. I think we've hit the TMI, Holly.
No, it isn't.
Please don't talk about IVF or IBF. I know it's something sexual.
UTI. What's
IBS?
That's a urinary.
It's very smooth. It's
that's
very,
UTI.
very, soft.
UTI.
Smooth.
Wait. First of all, don't jump the gun. We didn't get to you yet. You look like a Spanish Eminem in that when he gets dressed up as Robin in that video. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, 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 nah. Look. Holy nightmare, Batman. He's like a Guatemalan. What are you anyway?
I get on stage, right? Drop the mic.
What are you, Colombian? What are you?
Close.
Peruvian.
Yes.
So you're a Peruvian Eminem.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Okay, it wasn't.
A compliment? He said compliment.
All right. So we'll start with ladies first. We're going to start with Rachel, and she's going to tell us what flavor or what she gets out of
I don't
this.
know. I don't know.
And for the listening audience, don't worry. This is a brief respite from. We're going hard on somebody on the other side of this beer review. If you live in Fairlawn, New Jersey, and you're listening to this fucking right now, tell all your friends and neighbors to tune in because we're going hard as a motherfucker on the mayor, his wife, and the wife's sister. Carter's a bitch.
I get
So is the mayor's wife. Allegedly.
I get maybe like a grapefruit
Do
vibe.
you really?
But I've also been drinking high noons all night, so.
Fuck them. Don't plug them. I've been waiting for them to sponsor us for 5 months now. I love the high noon.
Well.
Have you tried what I asked you to try with the watermelon and the peach mixed together with the ice?
And thank you.
I haven't because.
Delicious.
Delicious.
I haven't had my. No tangible peaches right now. I have tangible
I have
pineapples.
them at my house.
Coming over.
Peaches for me. All right, so you say you taste grapefruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the only fruit.
Should we go
that-
around first and just see what everybody tastes in the beer? Oh, I mean,
Tim Daddy.
no, I mean unknown. I mean,
Whiskey Dick. No.
Dick Whiskey. Dick Whiskey.
It's Dick Whiskey, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go all the way
All right, so
You were
Rachel
really
says she hears grapefruit.
I don't hear it. I taste it. If I hear it.
Well,
Wait, hold on.
Were those regular gummy bears that you gave me, or were
If I
those?
hear it, that 9.3 is working pretty fast.
If you hold the beer to your ear like a conch.
Hey, watch your mouth. This is a PG show. All right, so what do you taste? Besides Holly's washback in your beer.
Oh, he uses a straw.
I use a straw.
Like a girl.
Okay.
We drink out of the same
Did you get any
plastic
flavor
glass. Are you
profile from it? It is you can taste the alcohol by volume. You
I
feel it.
think that is actually just what I taste.
Yeah, you get. This is a stronger beer, but what
You
9.5?
did
got a
say
little bit
ladies
of a
first, I'm just saying.
No, I said we're going to start with the lady over here, and then we're going to
No,
go
you
to
said
this.
ladies first, but that's fine.
All right, Holly, go ahead. Go.
Potato.
Go ahead. Go.
Apple?
Apple.
He did say ladies first.
Oh, I don't know about that. Go ahead.
interesting. No.
It's my opinion.
All right. Well, they're like assholes. Everybody
Okay.
has one.
You call me an asshole?
No, I said your opinion's like an asshole.
Wow.
Everybody has one.
You want the 9-inch?
Oh, really?
Who's
Go
up
ahead.
next?
That's-
Unknown or UTI?
Unknown is up next.
Unknown. It's pretty good. I can't pick it apart like that. I'm not.
Is it possible to be buzzed already after only drinking half the bottle?
I mean, have you had anything before that?
Guys, yeah.
Well, I did throw some roofies in the bottle.
Rufalin.
Jacob the Inhaler gave me some. He swore they were just regular gummies.
Delicious.
I'm tasting. Go ahead. What do you get?
I can't pick it apart. It's not bad. I have one or two, but
All right, I'm getting a plum. I feel like I'm getting on the back end. I'm getting like a plum or something in that family.
I don't even know what a plum tastes like.
They are
It
delicious.
tastes like anything.
Yes, they do.
They don't taste like anything.
It
Plum?
does. Plums taste like.
No, you gotta rip
Right,
through
what
the
did you
skin.
get out of the flavor?
He does not have.
Yeah, I don't-
Nothing.
I'm.
Somebody take his temperature. You might have COVID.
He doesn't have a verbal
Again?
palate.
I
You can
don't.
get it twice, like AIDS. You can get it twice.
No, that's chlamydia.
No. You can get it twice.
Guys, it's going sideways, and
That's
Dick
what she
Whiskey.
said. Brian.
Dick Whiskey's waiting for
I'm
us
sorry,
to finish.
Dick. Brian.
I have no idea.
Who's up next?
No, apple.
Brian, Donut Boy is his radio name.
And that may be the best thing I've heard all year.
I honestly have no idea.
Because he brings fucking awesome donuts.
Who misspelled you?
They were closed today.
The reason doesn't matter.
I have no idea. I really have no
Nothing. You
idea.
get no flavor
You're
at
a
all. Okay.
douchebag.
All right. That was uncalled for. UTI. What are you getting? Not to be confused with her IBV or whatever the hell she.
IBS.
I'm feeling.
IVF.
IBS.
I'm
Isn't
feeling.
that when you go like the Knights of Columbus? You go to the IVF hole and then you.
No,
my
IVF
God.
is when you do
Oh, that's VFW.
In vitro
Oh, okay.
fertilization.
VFW.
Okay,
IVF.
I'm feeling more like banana.
He's
I
Peruvian.
bet you are.
Banana flavored.
You're feeling a banana.
Yeah,
Take your
like
hand off Brian's thigh. Come on, we do not have
I
that
thought
issue.
this show was PG.
like a banana flavored.
Banana.
That's how
Okay.
I'm tasting.
I love bananas.
So now we will reveal.
Bananas.
Well, now we will reveal the flavor profile of the beer. Was anybody even close?
Yeah, UTI got it on the nose. It is spice, banana, and pear.
Pear. All right, pear is in the plum family.
Pear is in the plum
Can you
family.
believe this fucking Momo got it right? UTI got it right. All right, so now what we're gonna
He's got
do.
Asperger's though.
Now what we'll do is we're gonna all rate the beer, and this is Josh's favorite part. He's not here when we have to actually add up and come to a conclusion. What do we rate this on? What's the scale?
1 to 5.
1 to 5. Okay, Rachel, 1 to 5 on the Banana Merry Monks, 9.3% alcohol by volume. That's a good. It's a chaser with classy, nice, like a lady.
Rach from Belgium.
It's from Belgium. What are you giving it on a 1 to 5?
What's next to Belgium?
I do love
Bananas.
Belgium. I do love Belgian bananas.
Belgian bananas.
I mean, I'm not a huge beer drinker. However, I can actually palate this and swallow it. So I'll give it a 4.
A 4. That's a rookie score, but okay. 4. Because round numbers are rookie scores. 4.0
Yeah, we like
from the rack. All right, lady, go ahead. I went out of order before.
Three
What are you drinking anyway?
Seltzer and like that fake margarita stuff
Okay.
in a bottle.
All right.
3.7 for me.
I
on the
mean,
beer.
Brian
really
Canning
like
comes
it.
here with 3 Chord, which is the
I
official
have to try it,
bourbon
and I have my
of
kid with me. I can't.
Blue Room
be a
Podcast
savage.
and Uncensored with Mike the Cop
May I just
and
say
Brothers Before
that
Others
Brian
and
Canning's
over at the
bourbon
Yard and at the North Brunswick Pub. We are making headway with 3
Made
Chord.
Right,
into
shout out
a
to 3 Chord.
bourbon
Right.
lover because that bourbon is the bomb.com.
Maybe you didn't know about the Sweet and Swiney bourbon
I
that's
don't know
coming
about
out in
Sweet
2
and Swiney
weeks by Proud Pig.
I'm more excited about that than I should be.
It's really good. Okay, go ahead.
Bring on the honey, honey.
Yep.
I'm gonna go 4.2.
You're a douchebag.
4.2 for unknown, or Unk, as our friends call him. What do you got? Did you give yours already?
3.7, yeah.
3.7. All right, you're just doing that to be controversial.
No, I had said that before.
Fluffer says, Holly.
I haven't heard it in
3.7.
so
Go
long.
ahead.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna go with 3.9.
Any reaction to these scores, Dick Whiskey at this point. We're hovering around that 4 as I'm trying to average it in my head right now. Okay, on to you, UTI, who was the only one who got it right. I would say I was a close second when I said plum and pear, right? I knew it was in that family. But okay, what do you got?
What's that?
I'll say due to its smooth flavor, I'll give it a 4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
And because you like bananas in your mouth.
4.5. 4.5 from UTI. All right, I'm going to give it a...
Hope you don't look anybody in the eye while you're eating it.
I'm going to go 4.1. 4.1 for me.
I thought he just sees belly button.
So now we have to add these. Does anybody here a mathematician, or did you just say your daughter's really smart?
Yes, Kira, can you do the math?
All right, you ready? Oh wait, hold on. We got to factor in Dick Whiskey's score. What do you got, Dick?
So, I think the beer, I only gave it a 3.25 because I despise bananas and didn't know they were in there until after I finished my beer.
So 3.25. 25. Okay, so you ready?
Yeah.
4.0. We like to add these up and see where we are in comparison to. What's the place that we use? What's the app you use?
Untapped.
Untapped. We want to see how close we get to Untapped. 4.0, 4.2, 3.7, 3.9, 4.5, 4.1, 4.25.
No, it's 3.25.
3.25. 3.25 is the last one, sorry. And we want the average.
30.9.
What is it?
30.9.
30.
Yeah, but you need
No,
the
you
average.
need to add those up and then divide it and give me the average score on a 1 to 5.
Divided by how many people here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
About a 28.
Wait, what?
On a scale of 1 to 5, it's a 28. Okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
How does that line up with
Let me.
All right, we have an average score for the Weyerbacher Merry Monks in Easton, Pennsylvania, which I can throw a rock from the headquarters and hit. A score of very respectable, I would say, 3.95
Pretty
out of
decent.
5. That's
Pretty decent, honestly.
That's better than the last one we did was the elves, right?
Yeah, that was hard. That was a shit show.
Yeah.
The elves taste like dirty. The elves taste like dirty socks.
Don't give me too long.
Where are we at?
I like the Mad Elf. Matter of fact, I went out and bought more Mad Elf.
All right, that's a great story, but can you please tell
I
us?
feel like we should add at least 0.75 to his score if he drank that and liked it.
Because he liked the elf.
Right, so we
you're
should-
saying his taste is out of whack and he liked that dirty sock elf drink.
Right, so it's like a handicap. So
But we
add
can't because he's
0.7.
the expert. He's actually the one with the moniker, Dick Whiskey. You're just, everybody else is just...
Can I ask
I'm
Dick
just a
Whiskey
rat.
something?
I'm just a rat.
Not
with a-
just, but...
I got it. Dick
With a
Whiskey, can I
voice.
ask you something?
Dick. Hey, Dick. Brian's got Donut Boy's got a question.
What's floating in my beer? What is all this stuff in there?
It is the unfiltered. It is
Banana chunk.
yeast.
Infection.
A little banana and a little pear. It's good for you.
It's yeast?
Infection.
Alright, so
I have so many jokes.
So on the Untapped app, on the Untapped app, what is the score for the Merry Monks? What's the score there?
So Mary Monk has been checked in 73,000 times. The
Wow.
average score is 3.79.
Damn!
Whoa, we exceeded. We passed by that.
Holly, on the board.
Let me tell you something. Holly said 3.7. We have done 4 Dick Whiskey reviews, and even though sometimes there was a huge variance in one would give it a 2 and one would give it a 4.5, on average we've been on point for all 4 reviews, proving once again that we are not all the same. We have a wide palette. We have a wide variety of views. We're all very different from each other. I was trying to bring everything full circle, and every time I said something, you laughed even harder.
It's Dick Whiskey, y'all.
And that we said it all.
And then this guy, Jim Weston, saying that
Okay, that guy,
Fuck
Jim.
that guy.
Jim
He's a
Weston,
douche.
was here 25 minutes
Yeah, he's
ago,
done.
sitting down, and you were talking to him. That guy, Jim
That
Weston.
guy.
Yeah, but
Also,
I forgot.
Wait,
let me
what?
say this. Jim Weston brought me a very beautiful,
And I was kidding, Jim. I didn't really mean
wonderful
fuck
gift.
that guy.
He brought me a hockey jersey that says Miracle on the back 80. That's signed about by like maybe 12 or 14 Olympic heroes from the 1980
cool.
Olympics when it really got me into hockey.
Yeah.
That's a very touching and great gift. It's going to go with my Jim Craig replica goalie mask, and I also have a 16 by 20 or 16 by 30 signed photo with all 22, very rare, only 1,980 exist, 1980. All 20 players and both coaches.
I forgot who asked you that.
Nobody. I'm just
There you go.
saying thank you to Jim Weston. I'm saying thank you to Jim Weston. 3.95. We're going to take our last break, a quick one. We're going to clean out the room because I don't want anybody in here who's active duty or has any skin in the game because we're going hard. And we did have that thing in the beginning of the show where it like expressed, it said the views of Mike the Cop and his guests are not exactly. Okay, good. We might want to play that again before this next segment.
Can you play it twice?
Yeah, I can play another disclaimer if you want.
Twice.
Yeah,
If you want, I'll play the disclaimer right after the commercial.
Yeah, do that one more time just for the heck of it, and then we're going to go into that story. We're going to give our plugs, and we're going to wrap it up. It's 9:45. So we have about a 15-20 minute segment coming up. Plugs, and then we're out of here. Let's pay some bills.
If you are searching for a doctor that truly cares about your overall health and well-being, contact Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness. For more than 11 years, Dr. Alex has been treating law enforcement professionals and their families while focusing on one-on-one care so you never feel rushed. All necessary testing can be conducted during your visit, and they feature flexible hours and appointments to accommodate alternating work schedules. Tri-State Health and Wellness is conveniently located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Contact Dr. Alex today by visiting www.bluetristate.com. Mortgages for everyday heroes. From Michelle Hendershot and Homebridge Financial Services. If you're looking to purchase a home or refinance an existing mortgage, Michelle Hendershot can assist you every step of the way. With over 10 years of experience assisting law enforcement officers with their dream of owning a home, the choice is simple. Contact Michelle Hendershot today. Visit www.mortgagesforblue.com. Are you tired of sleeping alone each night? Feeling sluggish during the day? Is your snoring keeping your spouse awake at night? If you find yourself spending too much time on the couch, maybe it's time to visit Dr. Michael Doblin of At Home Sleep Solutions. Dr. Doblin is the preferred sleep apnea doctor of New Jersey's law enforcement officers. With the help of a custom-fitted oral device, you can finally say goodbye to noisy, antiquated sleep apnea machines. For more information and to schedule an appointment today, contact Dr. Michael Doblin. Visit www.bluesnore.com. Moment of Silence, Inc., along with Blue Suicide, is a non-profit organization founded to support and raise awareness about the epidemic of suicides amongst law enforcement, military personnel, and first responders. For more information on how you can help, visit momentofsilenceinc.org. If you're in the market for a new vehicle or a certified used vehicle, then visit Fetty Auto Group, located at the junction of Route 46 and Route 3 in Clifton, New Jersey. Fetty Auto Group stands shoulder to shoulder with the men and women in blue. Stop by and ask for Troy Mall and ask about the offers for first responders. For more information, visit FettyAuto.com. That's FettyAuto.com. The Blue Magazine, the law enforcement publication by law enforcement professionals for the men and women of law enforcement. The unfiltered voice of law enforcement. TheBlueMagazine.com. Are you patrolling with the pig? If not, you're doing it wrong. Check out all the newest swine swag at proudpig.blue. They are dirty by design. Check it out now. Visit www.proudpig.blue for all your swine swag. Visit www.proudpig.blue. Resumes by Joe. Owned and operated by retired NYPD second grade detective Joe Federa. With over 20 years of professional resume writing experience and focusing on translating what we do as cops into language that the corporate world can appreciate. We put an emphasis on ensuring that your cover letter and resume will be best received by the applicant tracking system used by most companies today. Check out our website at www.resumesbyjoe.com or call Joe directly at 347-992-4523. Don't forget to ask about the 50% discount for BBO members and most unions across the country. Give us the job of helping you get the job. Contact Resumes by Joe today.
If you're a member of the law enforcement profession and are looking to establish long-lasting business relationships with businesses that are blue-friendly, it's time to visit visitblue.com. Visitblue.com features some of the best doctors, lawyers, realtors, as well as other service providers, such as home improvement and financial services. If you are looking for reliable, trustworthy service providers, visit visitblue.com. That's www.visitblue.com.
Founded in 2014 by retired NYPD police officer Michael Burke, Brothers Before Others is a national 501c3 law enforcement charity comprised solely of both sworn and retired police officers. Since their inception, Brothers Before Others has sent floral arrangements to the services of all line-of-duty deaths, regardless of where in the country they occur, having spent over $350,000 to date. While the National Flower Fund remains their cornerstone, their benevolence has since grown well beyond that, even into the civilian world. For more information on how to get involved or to donate, visit brothersbeforeothers.org, or you can visit their public forums on all social media platforms by searching Brothers Before Others. Founded in 2016 by professional musician Neil Giraldo, 3-Chord Bourbon has developed a process that is defined as the perfectly tuned taste, blending carefully selected whiskey bourbon and rye whiskey stocks from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. Designed to be enjoyed with friends and family, 3-Chord Bourbon will leave you with the same feeling you experience after hearing that perfect song. You'll know their whiskeys are right from the very first sip. For more information on 3-Chord Bourbon and available merchandise, visit 3chordbourbon.com. Line of Duty Cigars, owned and operated by retired NYPD detective Tom Werther. Visit lineofdutycigars.com for our handmade Nicaraguan cigars, custom ashtrays, custom humidors, and custom flask sets. Also, when you place an order, you choose the law enforcement, first responder, or veteran charity, and Line of Duty Cigars donates 10% to that organization. Planning a special event? Contact us today. Visit www.lineofdutycigars.com. The opinions expressed by the host, callers, and guests are not those of the BlueBroadcastNetwork.com, Envisage Production Enterprises, DDV Media LLC, its advertisers, sponsors, or employees.
A little bit behind, so there's going to be a delay. But now she's going to know that I was messaging her.
Hi, Julie.
Love you. Julie said okay.
She said okay?
Yeah, it comes up on here.
Oh, it does. She said okay?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay, so you played, okay. Remember in Lethal Weapon when that, what's that little short actor's name? Okay. So, last segment of the show. Remember when we were just coming in here for 2 hours and we were just going to shoot the shit and have some fun and whatever? And then we had Officer B situation, and then now we have this situation here. Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Okay? Here's the backstory to Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Micheline Davis from RJW Barnabas Hospital.
Yes, sir.
Remember back when, I don't know if it's Micheline or Micheline, I really don't give a shit, but I don't want to be disrespectful to her name. I think it's Micheline Davis. she said about the SROs that were being hired into the Fairlawn School District, which was a good thing because you want kids protected in school. She said, who's going to train the cops not to shoot the black kids first?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we were contacted, or I was contacted by somebody, one of the retired guys that said, can you believe this, blah, blah, blah. I took that as a signal. BBO went all in. We organized with other PBA, not at the state level. We attempted that. It didn't work out, but we did it with the locals, a lot of local guys, you know what I mean? They all came out. We picketed, blah, blah, blah. We got a little traction. We had a second one, but none of the guys from the initial 5 SROs, none of them were at the initial 2 demonstrations. So it kind of lost its traction.
Luster.
Yeah, and a valuable lesson learned for us that unless we were contacted by a particular union or leader, we would not be the ones leading the charge, but we would certainly be backup. Support. Right. Now, fast forward again to Fairlawn again, right? So the mayor of Fairlawn's wife, Linda Lamadrid Peluso. Okay, she's the wife of the mayor of Fairlawn. She released a couple of Facebook posts or in her story today. Jacob, could you throw those up one at a time? Leave them up each for like say 5 seconds, 10 seconds, so people can read them.
I've been doing this for 10 years.
Okay. All right. You know what? Now I'm taking.
I'm just going to the bathroom and jerk off.
Now the welder. Now you know what? Now I don't want to leave the welder here. How about that? so 10 seconds each on those while we discuss. So let the people read them. They're disgusting. Basically, I'm not going to pull up my phone. If you know what, Chris, read those. You have the green one in front of you. Read that.
Systemic racism looks like being slapped with a misdemeanor as a teen for smoking weed, not being able to afford your fine. It's sent to collections. From collections, it becomes a warrant. From a warrant, it becomes a murder after a pretextual stop. Your murder is labeled an accident.
Okay, so basically what the mayor's wife, Linda Lamadrid Peluso, is saying is that she's putting this all on the American police officer. It's the American police officer's fault that at a younger age, and listen, we've all been in trouble. I've gotten summonses, I've gotten stuff, you know what I mean? You either pay the summons or you don't. If you don't get to pay the summons, you get a warrant. It's called consequences, and you pay those consequences, whatever they might be.
True.
But somehow, much like everything else, all these things that happen, these series of events, all become the cop's fault when it all comes to a head. It's all the cop's fault. All the socioeconomic problems, all the bad parenting decisions, all the bad decisions made by the person that gets stopped, all that's and the crime that they committed on that particular day, she's saying is all the cop's fault. Jacob, can you throw up the other one again so Chris could read that one too? We all know it's Chris, it's not the UTI. We know it's Chris, the intern. Can you throw up that second one? And let Chris read that one? Because this one's even more out there. It'll pop up in a second, Chris. I think we're a little behind on the screen. It's like a 10-second delay. And when it does pop up there, you'll read that.
All right. If I was a cop. Oh, okay.
No, that's not the one.
That one.
Before they were racist adults with guns and badges, they were biased children and teens in someone's classroom. And this is why teaching is political.
So what she's saying here is it's okay for teachers to try to, what's the word I want to use? Brainwash or
indoctrinate
young children, right? It's their job to do that because if they don't, we are predisposed. We meaning you, Phil the Thrill, Tea Time over here, Chris the intern. Well, no, you're not on the job. Holly. Unknown, myself, Rachel's mumbling something out there. I don't know what she said.
That's what she
yeah, well, that's what also Chris said as well. So, she's saying that we are predisposed to being racist, and we're going to be gun-toting, and in the future, we're going to be the ones that are violating people's rights and doing all these things. So, therefore, to stop that, it's okay for teachers to push their political views, their ideologies on young children, so we don't grow up to be the gun-toting racist thugs in uniform. So my question to this stupid broad is this: what about all of the criminals? What is the indoctrination or the brainwashing creating those criminals? Who are responsible for them? So they're responsible for training us to be, their little pets and be what they want. Who's failing those kids? Who's failing the guy with the warrant or the kid in Chicago who's 13 with a gun with gang tattoos, or the kid who's got a felony warrant, or that's up in the air, right? He did have at one point a felony warrant for a push and robbery or something like that, and all these other criminals. Whose fault is that? That's our fault too. Everything is our fault.
Absolutely.
So here's the kicker. You have the information. It's 18-year anniversary of our fair-lawn officer that was shot and killed, right? Run over and then
Shot and run over.
She was shot and run over.
She was shot and run over. Yep.
Her name?
Give me the background on that. She was a white police officer.
Marianne Calora.
Right.
Marianne Calora.
Right.
Clifton PD had a vehicle pursuit into Fairlawn. The suspect, if I'm not mistaken, crashed. Shot a Clifton police officer. Shot the Fairlawn police officer, and if I'm correct, fled again in the vehicle. Officer Calora died of her injuries, and the Clifton police officer survived.
So this Twazola, the mayor's wife, decides that on the date, the 18-year anniversary of the Fairlawn officer's passing, where her husband is the mayor of Fairlawn, posts those two posts right there. Can you be a bigger piece of shit than that?
No, she's a straight fucking cunt.
Right. Well, all right.
She belongs to the streets.
All right. Okay.
It's a slap in the face to Marianne on today.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Connection as well to her death.
Absolutely.
Which
And
is relevant,
I know, but
especially in this conversation. But we're not bringing that up right now. But again,
and the talk is at the time when Marianne, she had the suspect. The suspect was down on the ground. All right, he was down on the ground with a gun underneath him. She was over him along with the partner. Now, a lot of people, I wonder what happened, would second guess that situation. All right, all it took was her to let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. He rolled over within a second, came up and shot her.
And the mayor's wife's response to that
is where
I'm going to tell you something right now.
It was okay because it was a black male that shot a white female.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I messaged here's the my day today, right? My fucking frustrating day today. I messaged the mayor, right? And people from our staff messaged everybody involved.
I messaged her.
Messaged the mayor.
I messaged her.
Messaged the mayor. He blocked me. Okay. So I don't know if it's a mayoral page or not, but I think there's some rules on blocking and deleting posts if you have a public page like the council. But he might not have mayor on there, but he is the mayor of Fairlawn. He blocked me. I messaged the wife, and nothing nasty.
You just asked a simple question, didn't you?
Yeah, I just asked. Are you going to?
It was a benign question.
Yeah. So she did not respond. I messaged two people running for Fairlawn council members. They're running for council. They have a public page. And I said, would you like to weigh in on this when the mayor's wife is saying these things on the anniversary of a law enforcement officer's death, being that you're running for council in the same town and you're going to have to serve on committees and stuff with her. They looked at it, they saw it, they chose not to respond. So something's in the fucking water in Fairlawn. It gets worse. I contact I get a message that her sister is a cop in Asbury Park. So we have a relationship with Asbury Park PD. Love Asbury Park PD. No problem with Asbury Park PD. One of our dear members, April Bird, a member of Asbury Park PD, very well loved and respected, would not tolerate this bullshit. I know that for sure. Some people send me pictures of her marching with Black Lives Matters. You know, the group that raises money for themselves and buys manners in white neighborhoods.
In
Black
white
Lives
neighborhoods,
Matters.
yeah.
So she is marching in uniform, fist up, with Black Lives Matters.
Oh my God, yo.
You know, that's a bunch of bullshit right there. We have a call. Do we know who it is?
It says Chris from Patterson, Fair Lawn, May.
Oh, Chris from Patterson. Okay, let's talk to him. This might be it might be the union president. It might be the union president. Let me see. Hello?
It's Chris from Patterson. Listen, we talked about this earlier.
Who's we?
This. Oh yeah, no, I don't know who he is. Somebody talked about this earlier.
Okay.
This goes back to Micheline Davis, and everybody fucking, looked at us like we were cross-eyed when we were making such a big deal about what that broad had said when she disrespected not just the SROs. At the time, for anybody that doesn't have the backstory, Fairlawn.
Yeah, but I purposely don't want to get I don't want to weigh down. I don't want to get that too much involved in the past part of it because I want to focus on what the Twazola mayor's wife said today in her Facebook posts, and I want to concentrate on it's a family affair because the sister.
Well, you know what it is, Mike. Mike, you know what it is. It gets to, but we get what we accept, and we tolerate, and we normalize, and we have this.
I agree, but I want to.
By we, I mean you. I mean Buzz Before Others. I mean other charities that have spoken on behalf of law enforcement have said the same. If we allow this shit.
Well, if this is not me not allowing it, I don't know what is. I mean, I couldn't be more not allowing than this right now. What I'm doing right now. You know what I mean?
If we allow this stuff to be said and do what's been done since forever, I'll just let it roll off your back.
I don't agree with any of that. But but other people got to pick up the sword. So and again, I love union. Listen, I am a union. I'm a union guy, not just police department union. Yeah. My family, generations, Hell's Kitchen, Irish, West Side, union. I'm a union guy. It's not a knock on the union or unions or FOPs or anybody else. There's certain things they can do, there's certain things they can do, and there's certain things that we can and can't do that they can't, like on a show like this, say what we're saying. But the other part of it, too, is, we can only do so much. If it's not that important to them, or, in this case or any other case, I'm not singling out any particular incident, but you kind of gotta feel it out and see what.
Well, Mike, you can say it. It hasn't been. Let's call it what it is. Listen, we're all family.
Well, listen, the reason why this is a topic tonight, is because I got probably, people don't believe this shit. I don't care. I got 15 or 20 messages today from cops in Fairlawn, cops in neighboring counties, members of the charity, people that I know, all sending me the same thing and saying, hey, we know you got a pot. Because listen, the plan tonight was to shoot the shit for 2 hours, not to get all worked up like this. But I get these messages and people are saying, we know you'll say it, we know you don't give a shit, and I will. I've said a lot, and I got a lot more to say too. But it only goes so far because who the fuck am I, dude? I'm a guy that got a radio show and we run a charity. I'm not a union president. I'm not on the streets with these guys.
That's where we're gonna go. Who the fuck are you? We're really gonna.
I'm not on the streets with these guys, and I got to be really careful on how far I push some things because I don't want what I'm gonna do to be detrimental to the people in the cops in the town or the union. That's why I'm saying this freely, that I have no affiliation with any union or FOP. I'm just a dude in a room that has the ability to have a microphone in front of me that's saying the mayor's wife is a fucking Twazola and the mayor is a fucking douchebag. It all runs in a family. You want to know why it all runs in a family? Because on 9/11, the mayor of Fairlawn, what he did was he said that the cops could not wear their blue line masks on 9/11. So he politicized 9/11. So you got the mayor doing that on 9/11. You got the wife releasing this stuff on the anniversary of a cop from that town. on the cop from that town, and you got the sister of the mayor marching in fucking Black Lives Matter protests with her fist in the air, proud, like she's doing something good, when it's a fucking bullshit move. Pick a fucking side.
Okay, so pause. So when do we, as law enforcement,
fuck all three of them? How about that?
when do we, as law enforcement, stop?
And you know what? I hope the fucking the cop in fucking Asbury Park, who's a piece of shit, or the mayor's wife, who's a twazola, or the fucking scumbag mayor himself, sue me, because then we're gonna have to talk about the stuff that you said, right? And then you're gonna have to prove that what I said wasn't true, that what I said is libelous. Prove that. You can't, because what you did is disgusting. I feel so sorry for the cops of that fucking town and all over the country that got to deal with fucking scumbag fucking politicians who want to make their bones on the backs of good people, cops that dedicate their lives to doing the right thing for people. We're not taking it for the fucking pay, and we're certainly not taking it for respect.
Why nobody calls in this motherfucker show, see?
Well, you got me riled up. I was doing good the whole night. I was doing good. I didn't. Nah, fucking saying bad words and.
Nah, listen, Mike. Nobody thinks you're anti-union. No, you don't have to fucking explain that. And anybody that you have to fucking explain that is a scumbag. That we can save that for a different fucking show. But like I was saying, we're all fucking family, right? We're all family.
Good thing we don't have a curse jar on the table.
So, yeah. Sometimes you gotta check your family, right? It's not not that we don't love everybody. Not that we have. Sometimes you gotta fucking check them. And yes,
right. And I think a perfect example of that tonight was when we had Chris B, when we had Officer B on.
Everything we have
Shame.
right now, currently, in law enforcement, is a result of the work of unions. BBO is not a bargaining agent. We're not in that fucking world. I get it. I understand it. Unions became political out of survival. The problem is now they are too political, and they're too in bed now, where they can't say the shit that needs to be said.
I agree with that. I agree with that somewhat. There are some unions that are that way. There are some unions that aren't that way.
Shut up.
I don't think you could say the SBA in the city of New York is not afraid to be political.
New York is separate state. New York is separate state. At some point, we as police officers have to accept the fact that the politicians, doesn't make a difference, Democrat or Republican, I don't care, we can split hairs all day long, obviously it's majority Democrat, used to be the fucking party of labor, all that shit, I get it, doesn't make a difference. Politicians in general do not give a fuck about us the way they used to. They do not care. Stop pandering to what the fuck they want us to do. Stop giving a fuck about what they want us to do, because they don't care. There is no fucking, hey, you do what I do, or you do what I'm asking you to do, and I'll take care of you on this end. You're okay, I'm okay. There is no more of that. They don't give a fuck about
Where's this guy Chris from? He curses a lot.
Patterson.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this Chris Patterson. It's crazy. Now you got me all fucking.
All right, so anyway, we said it all. I don't want to lose track. And the point that what we were trying to make was that how much? When is it going to be enough? I mean, just think about what I just said without me yelling and screaming.
That's where I was going with Micheline Davis. We said that.
I know, but that's Micheline. I know. All right, that's what I told you. So I don't have time for it.
Now we're here. What are they going to? Now we're here. What are they going to do now?
All right. Well, what I'm saying is, I don't know the full history of the Fair Lawn politics and how this guy got elected or who he's in bed with or what the story is. All I know is this: the mayor on 9/11 ordered the police department not to wear blue line masks on their faces, politicizing 9/11. That's disgusting and ridiculous. The wife, we've said this now, released 2 different posts today, saying horrible things about law enforcement on the anniversary of death. And the sister marches around with Black Lives Matter, and they're proud of this. And they think this is something. What a pleasure to work with, right? What a pleasure to work with.
The wife.
Fucking interlopers.
Again, on the anniversary of Marianne's death, the wife's posts by proxy are basically saying that her own kin, her own blood.
No, she's made posts about how amazing her sister is. Her sister's the exception to the rule.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. By what she said today.
Don't get me. I'm just telling you what she said about her own wonderful sister, an amazing sister.
The Patterson motherfuckers. Don't fucking fuck with me.
Chris, you're a very angry man. You need to seek therapy. I don't know what your co-payments are like, but get those sessions back to back, bro.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
All right.
Good job.
You said it all. You said it all.
Yeah, we said it all.
Peace and love. So, back to what I was saying. So that's basically it. That's the story. It's disgusting. I was supposed to get in touch with somebody from the union on the way here, and I just lost track of time. And I don't think that anything that we say here could be used or held against them, because they're not. I don't speak for them. I speak for me. You know what I mean? And for me, this is enough is enough.
Common sense.
I mean, this is just so disgusting and so, it's always the people that call for, and if you look at all her stuff, she's LG. What's all the letters?
LGBTQ.
Okay. Which I am. Which listen, socially I'm very, very liberal, right?
We all are.
So, but you wouldn't think that, because I'm a white,
because
I'm a
we're
white
racist.
Christian
We're
male, so I've had
racist.
everything handed to me,
Right,
and
we're
blah
racist.
blah blah.
that's what
What I'm saying is,
I
it's
got that
always the
privilege.
people that preach the most about tolerance and acceptance. Well,
Right.
where's the fucking acceptance for me?
Right.
For you.
There's no
you.
balance. No
you.
balance
Where's
whatsoever.
our acceptance? When are we going to be accepted for the good, hardworking people out there protecting the public from the bad guys? When are we going to be appreciated and respected for that? We're so beaten down that I don't even need, accolades are nice. Somebody says, "Oh, good job," or "High officer." They don't realize how far that can take you on a bad day. I don't even need that anymore. But just don't throw Molotov fucking cocktails at me just because I'm wearing a fucking uniform.
Literally.
Which is like 4 or 5 of those happened today.
It's an easier fix. It's an easier fix to blame us as opposed to put the responsibility on who you need to put it on, which is the criminal element, because it's a lot more to that by putting the blame on them, because then you have to dig deeper into family backgrounds and the way they were brought up and grown, and where the parents failed them, which usually parents don't give a damn. So it's easier to blame the police because the police should know better, and of course they're racist, regardless that policing is made up of every nationality known to man. And I worked with many of them, as well as I'm sure that everybody else in this room did. But no, it's easier to blame us because we should know better, and we're the ones that fall, and we're systematically racist anyway. But yet we're the only ones as police officers that work in these low-income communities in the ghetto. I'm going to say it, fuck it, because I can. In the ghetto.
It's one of my favorite Elvis songs, by the way.
In the ghetto, we're the ones that work in these communities, in these ghettos, and we're the ones who answer these calls and go to these residences and help these people any way we can. But yet we're the ones that are blamed for if something terrible goes wrong. Well, that needs to stop, because again, we don't force the hand of the criminal. The criminal makes the decision on what he wants to do. The police are reactive 99% of the time, so we react to the situation that's presented to us at that time. When somebody resists us, we have to protect ourselves, bottom line. And until people can get that understanding and know, and until the politicians can stop talking garbage and shit and try to pander to the idiots, because they use, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to become a fan for saying it. People probably hate me for saying it, but they pick on the stupidity of black and brown people. Bottom line. Bottom line, and I'm a brown person, so I can say it. They pick on the stupidity.
You weren't
because-
classified as a brown person by a state trooper once
black,
on a warning
black.
ticket.
I'm a brown person, brown
Okay,
person,
all
brown.
right. Okay.
So that's what
Just
they
for the
bet.
record,
That's
in
what
case
they.
you didn't know
That's
that,
what they
Phil.
bet on because they don't want to take the time to go ahead and do research and learn that the police are not the way that they're being made out to be. Okay, because I can assure you, I'm sure these criminals go out and they rob and they go out and do these things each and every single day with no regards for the public. It's themselves because they go out and do the crime that they do. A police officer never gets up in the morning and says, "Yeah, you know what? Who can I go kill today? Or who can I go shoot today?" You know what a criminal does? A criminal goes, "Who can I go rob today? Who can I go, shoot today?" I mean, that's
Well, the issue
exactly.
is emotions, right, are greater than statistics in this society.
Boom.
Correct.
And facts are not greater than people's feelings. Feelings mean more, and emotions need more than the actual stats do and the actual facts
And Mike,
do.
when I first heard about this Black Lives Matter, I said, okay, let me, they're doing something for the young black kids that are getting killed, Detroit, this and that, right? They're outraged, but it turned into only if a white cop kills a black person, it becomes the issue. How many times have you heard them, Sharpton or whoever else, all these activists and all the BML, how many times are they outraged at the constant killing of black people in these communities? Black on black. There's no outrage there.
Never.
Only if a white cop shoots a black person. And the amount of times that police officers have interactions with the public is, you couldn't even put a number on it. And for the one or two times that you hear, it's always the narrative. And the news loves to bring this up. I've never heard, unless it's a black person getting killed, the race is mentioned in the news.
It's always,
or the
always
story at all.
always.
Frankly.
Well, the
and
stats and the
then
numbers
you're going to
Right.
create a situation, twist it, and make the person look like an angelic victim. When unfortunately, 10 times out of 10, the person put themselves in that position. They made a decision to.
This is where we need
do whatever
Rob
they do.
O'Donnell
I
to
mean,
come in with
Yeah,
his
stats.
And that's not about color. That's about
I'll tell you what, in 2000, I mean, I'm going
just
back
the facts of Rob O'Donnell.
to
That's what-
2014.
Yeah, he's the man with that.
2014, just go back to that. The amount of whites killed by cops and the amount of blacks killed by cops, it's the blacks were 50% less than the whites that were killed by cops.
Still this year also
Forever.
it's like that. It's like that every
Well,
single
the
year.
other- the other
But like I
thing-
said, they ignore facts. They don't want to pay attention to facts. The facts mean nothing to them.
Well, here's the fact.
Even though the numbers show.
Here's a fact: if 13% of the population commits 53% of the crime,
Right.
then you're going to have more interactions with the police. That is science, mathematics, and
absolutely.
science.
Absolutely.
Is that racist now too?
Absolutely.
Is mathematical equations
Numbers don't have
and science
If
racist
you
now?
call out, apparently yes. If you call out somebody on something that they don't agree with, you're racist.
Of course,
You're racist.
It always is. If you listen, you. Everybody's arguing. You and I and Holly and I have had this conversation several times. When you hit somebody with facts on something like this,
They don't want
and
it.
they don't have facts for you, right? You're a racist.
They
You're
don't
saying that
attack
because you're a
you.
racist.
Yeah.
You're saying that because you don't understand why. Well, listen, I was stopped by the police a couple times when I was a kid. I may have sat in a few police cars in my day. Okay, but guess what? Police never beat me up. Why? Because when they told me what to do, I did. They told me to sit down on the ground. I sat down on the ground. Told me to put my hands back. I did. I didn't try to run because I knew I was going to get my ass beat. And they were going to catch me at some point in time. So I knew they were going to get my ass beat. So why? Because of the way I was brought up. And I did not want to. I would rather have been taken to jail than taken home.
Right.
Because I knew if I got home, I would get killed.
But that's a dynamic that. That's the dynamic that.
But that's how it was. When I grew up, same thing with me. When I grew up, my father says, listen, I don't care if you're right or wrong. If you get involved with the police, you're getting your ass fucking beat when you come home. You're getting your ass beat.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason why.
The other issue is that people that make comments today are like politicians and stuff like that. They don't have any clue
No.
what our job entails and the stressors. Even like Officer B, who was saying the mistake and all that stuff, whatever.
12 years on the job with
Right.
7-man department guy?
Right, but
Yeah, that guy.
but
Well, it's
listen,
been around SWAT.
forget about all of that.
During junior
The
police
issue,
academy.
forget about all that
He
because
was in attendance at SWAT jobs.
right, but also
Well,
the
after
shit
this, he's
can,
going to be looking at his
the shit
YouTube
the
followings.
shit can go off in a 2-man department as fast as
Of
you can
course
go
it
off.
can.
You know,
Graduation.
you can't.
Of course it is.
Tragedies and crime don't discriminate. So, but what I'm saying is the politicians, they don't know what our job is, right? They don't know. So Jim was in here a little while ago, and then actually somebody else messaged me about it, and I think we're going to try to look into it, is we're going to put some politicians locally, the ones with the mouths, on a spot. We'll get some airtime somewhere. We're going to pay for, we're going to subsidize, we're going to get it going, where they can come out and go into a shooting house and really, and do a car
Shoot,
stop,
don't shoot, yeah.
and really experience what it's like.
See
Not
how
some
many grandmas
bullshit
they
one
could- yeah.
set up for the press where they come and do it in their heels or no, they're gonna be in it and they're gonna experience it and we're gonna film it. I guarantee you,
Give 'em that
I
extra
guarantee you, out of the 50 people that we invite, maybe 2 out of 50 will actually show
Are we
up.
talking a straight HIDA combat course?
Yeah, a real legit.
Right, and the kids, they end up killing all the grandmas?
But Mike, you know what?
Yeah.
Just get back to fair one. On this sacred day of an officer, Marion Clara, killed in the line of duty to protect her town, you have the mayor's wife, who basically is responsibility to her husband, the mayor, who represents that town, who represents police officers,
And her
fire departments.
constituents.
Yeah, exactly, and to come out with that statement on this day is just totally inexcusable.
And I hope it's not like Micheline Davis, who first said, and this is all factual, first said her Facebook was hacked. Then we pushed up on that, and she said, okay, it wasn't hacked. I did say it, and we're going to try to figure things out. Then they suspended her with pay for like 2 weeks. Her friggin' pay for 2 weeks is what people make for a year, the amount of money that she makes at that place. So I can't wait to hear if they even respond to this all. Maybe in this climate, which has gotten worse, they just ignore it and they pretend like it didn't happen and nobody says anything. But if they do, I'm sure she's going to say, I stand... One of two things. I stand by what I said because I firmly believe that, but I didn't know it was on the officer's anniversary. So for that, I'm sorry.
I said, but my sister's the only
She's the only
non-sex
exception.
shop in New Jersey.
Right.
My
And,
sister.
and the other thing too is anybody with 2 functioning neurotransmitters would want to know what is the point of continuing to divide people? What is the point?
Listen, racism, there's a dollar amount attached to it.
Correct.
Racism sells. I've been saying this for forever. Racism sells. If
How many manners do you own?
What's all right? I wish I.
Do you have any manners?
No, I have none.
How about you?
I have none.
Well, you have no manners.
I have no manners, and I don't own any manners.
Right.
So neither one.
Yeah.
So I have none of neither.
I have manure.
I have manures. Racism sells. So as long as I keep dividing, it makes money. It keeps me in the limelight. It brings me attention. Obviously, this lady's a piece of shit. You know, her job.
Allegedly.
No, she's a piece of shit. Not allegedly. She's a piece of shit. How many times I can say she's a piece of shit? You are a piece. Linda, you're a piece of shit. Peluso, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Raging twat waffle.
But you're a twat waffle or a twat czarus, whatever you call it.
My word was twazola.
Twazola.
I invented that word.
Okay.
TM,
I made that word up.
She's a fucking cunt.
That's what she is.
Yes, it's just.
Twazola.
She belongs to the streets.
But that's an Italian name.
It could mean she's a wonderful human being. It could mean anything.
No, okay.
It's like a fugazi. Hey, boy. A fugazi. Oh no, it's like a forget about it. Forget about it can mean like, oh, forget about it. Or it can mean like, oh, fuck that, There's a lot of different things. Twazola.
She's not a politician. Her husband is, but
No, she's a politician.
no, she's a politician. This is
She's
a politician.
trust me.
If a cop was to say that on his personal page about, let's say, Duanta, whatever that piece of shit from whatever in Brooklyn Manor, his family, that cop would lose his job, be suspended. That same woman would be calling for his head. Would be calling for his head.
So she can walk around. The sister, the white sister, can walk around and politicize her stand.
But you can't wear a blue line, a mask with a blue line.
Which door is
Very good point.
You know why?
Is that a house
So which
divided? The
one is
husband
it?
says you can't wear a blue line mask.
It's politicizing.
Because that's politicizing it. But then the wife, if they live in the same household, the wife, I don't know about that, but they live in the same household, the wife condones politicizing
Condones,
Black Lives
supports,
Matter in uniform, putting the fist up.
Right.
No, you know what?
Which is it?
Right.
Which one are you allowed to do? What are you not allowed to do? You're only allowed to do it for certain ones?
No, she bitch slapped the husband saying, you better not let them wear those masks.
She probably did. She probably did.
But would she let her sister wear that mask?
She don't. And you know what? The problem is politicians don't even know what blue line stands for. That is the line between good and evil, between chaos and order.
And disorder.
Very good, Nacho Libre.
All right, listen, it is, we've said it all. It's 10:30. We're going to wrap. We're going to do shout outs or plugs or whatever we want to do.
You gotta make sure it's long. I gotta take a piss. I can't hold it.
All right, you go take a piss, drink at the inhaler.
Yeah.
Very professional operation.
I just like to give a shout out to Fairlawn PD on today.
All right, usually the host goes first, but go ahead, Phil.
You know, it's my first time here. I'm a virgin.
Yeah, go ahead.
But go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I was only kidding around.
You sure? All
Yeah,
right, douchebag says what?
Yeah,
But,
Ooh, I got an nap for that.
yeah.
Do you?
Go ahead.
You are a douchebag.
Little slow on. You're on fire.
Great comedic timing. Great comedic. No, I just wanted to shout out to the Fairlawn PD and everything on today. I know our hearts and prayers are with you today, and we stand 100% behind you. I know Mike wanted to say that, but I figured I beat him to the punch.
Yeah, don't take what I'm saying as again. I have to say it out loud because I'm not trying to speak for anybody else, or I just happen to have the mic here. I'm sure. I actually know they are planning on responding. I don't know how and in what way. That's not my business. I know that they are and they should, and it sucks that they have to. So you're right. I nothing but respect for the unions, and I hope that they can get this worked out. It must be horrible to work for people like this. Chris, we're going this way.
I like Fiesta.
Amazing that you slept. You actually slept
So you called him
through like
Chris.
15 minutes. Everybody knows Chris. You know how they knew it was him, Rachel. You know how they knew it was him when he was sleeping, because he looked just like Chris sleeping.
I like bananas.
I thought it was
What's his
just a
nickname?
mole on his face.
I like
Chris the intern.
Oh, all right. I love Nacho Libre.
Nacho
He looks
Libre.
just like.
See, he's gonna want to wear that mask all the time because he's actually asleep and get away with it.
Go ahead, Chris. What do you want to plug?
My plug ball, the same as always. TheBlueMagazine.com, the National Independent Voice of Law Enforcement. And if you want to check out our latest issue, just go to TheBlueMagazine.com.
What's on the cover of the latest issue?
And the cover is God Matters to Law Enforcement.
Very good. I'm just checking to see.
Yeah, I'm not religious.
I'm not saying. I want to see if you're invested in the company and you're up to date on what is and the 411 and all that jazz. Anybody in the booth have anything to plug?
I want to plug Fairlawn PD again. Stand strong, brothers. You got
Yes,
a lot of people behind you,
Yes.
supporting you. And rest easy, Marianne.
And if they do decide to do some sort of educational rally, we're there in numbers. We
I'll
back
be out
and we
there with my
support.
fist up.
I think
Me too. Can I throw
the
my fist too?
mayor's wife really overshadowed what today should be about, and that is
Right.
Marianne.
Yeah, thanks, you piece of shit.
And there's always on our part, it's always like, well, do we want to then continue that by giving them more of a platform or speaking about it more? And my answer is always yes, because we need to make sure that we said her name many more times than we talk about the bullshit, that they try to put out there. And it was, and in my heart, I know it was on purpose. It was a calculated move.
Absolutely.
It's a piece of shit.
Skull for Marianne.
It's a fucking piece. Skull.
Skull.
Skull. Marianne.
COVID
18
compliant,
years.
COVID compliant.
Oh, that's on tea time.
Don, you got anything you
That's on
need
tea
to-
time. As always, Hydro King on Facebook and Instagram. And I also want to give a shout out to my friends and the boys out at the Desert Dog Police Canine Trials in Scottsdale, Arizona. My partner Scott is out there doing the judging for the trials. I couldn't get out there this weekend because I just had too much going on over here. But best of luck to all the boys that are in the competition today and tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow, the trials. And if you're out in the Scottsdale, Arizona area, go out there and check them out. You'll have a good time. A lot of great dogs out there.
Unknown?
www.proudpig.blue. If you're not patrolling with the pig,
you're doing it wrong.
He does that way better than Joe, I got to say.
I got some new T-shirts coming out.
Yeah?
I got actually, Phil the Thrill is my new vendor.
Really?
How ironic is that? So nobody knew that. And BBO as well.
Nice.
A new to quote someone near and dear to your heart, a flourishing relationship is happening here.
Wow.
We were seeing holding hands on the way in, but
Wow.
Holly?
I'm going to go with Brothers Before Others Public and brothersbeforeothers.org.
We have a website?
We do.
Oh, wonderful.
Do we? Where's it at? Where can I find it?
Allegedly.
So,
That's girthy.
we have a website. Actually, you know what? Did you know that this show has a website?
We do now.
What?
MikeTheCop.com.
MikeTheCop.com.
Hard to believe that secondary Mike the Cop would own MikeTheCop.com.
Really?
Well, yeah,
Are you part of the Blue Broadcast
and along those lines,
What is that website again?
Everybody who was here today will receive a Uncensored with Mike the Cop coin.
Wow.
On the back of the coin, it says Mike the Cop. Walking the Beat, established 1987. That's how long Mike the Cop's. This Mike the Cop. LT's challenge coins out of Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Scott Turdo is my NBBL's coin manufacturer. He knocked it out of the park with these. They will be available on MikeTheCop.com for $15 U.S. currency shipping. There'll be some T-shirts on MikeTheCop.com. Allegedly, De Blasio is a douchebag.com
Love it.
is a website that will be up very soon.
De Blasio is a douchebag.
The douchebag.
.com, and it will be, although it's particular to De Blasio, who is a douchebag.com, there'll be all sorts of political type T-shirts and all sorts of things up there.
Douchebag.com.
Kind of like HeyJackass.com, which is the thing that talks about Chicago all the time in the shootings. If you don't know that, check out HeyJackass.com. Amazing website. Gives you every single thing on Chicago. Shootings, assaults, rapes, everything. There you go.
Really?
So MikeTheCop.com, De Blasio is a douchebag.com.
Sounds like shooting from that Officer B's place.
And and that's basically it. Is there a tea wrap-up show tonight?
Are we doing
I don't know. We'll see.
Is that something I find out on my way?
Usually find out. It's called the pop-up show, but I think we're going to change the name to the takeover. Because I literally
Takeover with tea.
We literally take over your stage and we just go with it.
You do.
So but it's always a good time, man. I mean, we always have a really good time. So we may have a pop-up show too.
In all seriousness, let me just say this before we go. So this is the last time that you'll see Mike the Cop, Uncensored with Mike the Cop, on the Uncensored with Mike the Cop Facebook page. It will still be shared here, but anybody who enjoys the show or just likes watching the shit show that the show becomes or whatever should be following the Blue Broadcast Network.
BBN.
Should be following the Blue Broadcast Network.
Blue Broadcast Network.
BBN Facebook page.
Not BBC. That is a completely different website.
Yes. It's across the pond. Yeah, it's BBN, not BBC.
And not BNN. It's not the Blue News Network.
Yes.
The Blue Broadcast Network on Facebook. Danny's not going to be happy that you're laughing over this very important announcement.
I tried to get on it today.
Blue Broadcast Network on Facebook will be that will be where all shows originated from. Barbara from Harlem. Tell me the name of Andrew Einstein's 1023 show, May 15th, that premieres. We will be back, that's 8 to 10. We will be back 5:30 to 7:30 as the lead into Andrew's show. That's our next show on May 15th. Barbara from Harlem will be broadcast on the Blue Broadcast Network. The Blue Room Podcast will be broadcast on the Blue Broadcast Network. The Facebook pages will remain for us to advertise stuff about the shows there and just drop our knowledge on people during the week or in between shows. But the actual broadcast, Blue Broadcast Network on Facebook.
Were you able to see old segments on that too?
Yeah,
Yes.
you just can't. And I'd like to give one more shout out. How can we forget? To the super producer, Josh Alaveri, who's the the super producer. We really missed you tonight. This show was a complete fucking roller coaster wreck. As far as being places on time and shit being hung up.
The show started on time.
Taking piss.
Yeah. People taking pisses and dicks being drawn on boards and shit like that, man. So, it was the super producer was needed here.
All in all, I feel like we got our messages out.
Nah, we did. It was a good time. Good time. Very, very good. Always a good time. Always a good time.
Class you like today.
Hey, listen.
That's good.
Great segment with Officer D.
And I'd like to say,
that wasn't a
Officer
mistake.
B
It wasn't a mistake.
took the high road,
Yes.
the load less traveled, and I like the elevation. I like the air up there. It's nice and crisp and clean, and I feel like we did it the right way. So everybody,
Did you like the high road? Did you?
I enjoyed. No, I did.
I find it hard to believe.
No, I did. That might not have been my intention going into it. I felt like I was a little more angry, but I wanted to give the guy a chance to talk. And he wasn't a douchebag, right?
True.
He wasn't a douchebag.
True. Right.
He hung in there.
He owned it.
Right, he owned what he said. He believes in what he said. We can agree to disagree, but I feel like although there wasn't an apology, and I never expected one, I do feel like he came out of that with a little bit of a different perspective, and I think he realizes that he might have accentuated the wrong parts of his in his video. Right, he went a little hard on some things where he could have backed off a little bit. I think he missed a little bit on the message. You know what I mean? I think he realizes that now.
The other thing too is I think he realizes he lives on a completely different planet than the backgrounds in law enforcement that a lot of people have here. That and also in what that experience was with that situation. Yeah.
The job is hard enough as it is to have people criticize us from within.
Intentions when he started the video.
Yeah, but again, count to 10
and
say nothing.
And
then think it out. You don't go on social
And then it was
media.
a Monday morning.
I want to get can I get the TikTok? Can I do it? I want the TikTok.
Let's do TikTok. Let's become, hey, we're retired. We should become TikTok cops.
Can we do that?
Can we do retired TikTok cops?
Mike the cop on the TikTok.
Yeah. Hey, no, Mike the cop is TikTok.
Pop up TikTok.
No, pop up TikTok.
How about
Pop up TikTok with T. Pop up TikTok.
How about just TikTok cop?
TikTok cops.
How about
TikTok cops, because there's two of us.
Mike
Let's
the
do
real
it.
TikTok.
TNM or MLT.
Real TikTok cop.
There you
What?
go.
Love it, bro.
On the world map.
You heard it here first. You heard it first.
Listen, man. I was going to get all that backpack.
I'm just happy that we didn't have to tint any windows tonight. You know what that means, right?
You know, player.
You give somebody a black eye, you put tinted windows. I invented that. I invented tinted windows. I invented plus. All right, peace and love, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
What?
Just ask Torres why his back hurts.
Torres, why does your back hurt?
Man, listen, I've been having some lower back pain from walking around all this dick.
Nah, crack your back. Crack your back.
Yeah, give him a boo. I don't like
He was carrying you this whole time.
Oh, you're not on the good one. You have a hair on your ass if you didn't do the other one. All right, peace and love, everybody. Good show. It was a nice show back. The transition next month, May 15th, our next show, we'll have legitimate guests coming in. I'm hoping that we can get the.
What the hell is
This is different. I mean, like
Yes,
real
yes.
guests, not your special guests. I mean, like guests like
Your guest.
like the Lorenzo Great guy from Jiu-Jitsu guy from Denville, New Jersey. High Pitch Eric is running for mayor. Right, he's
running for mayor.
He's gonna debate a rock, and it's up in the air.
I'll push to see that.
Guy hasn't seen his dick in 10
Well, it's going to be you. You're the rock.
Hell no.
All right, just to settle the controversy, can you unmask right now to let the world see who was sitting in that seat the whole night, in case people don't know?
I think.
And then let's go.
What the hell?
That's how we're going to end the show with your unmask.
Are we going to do the mask singer here?
Take the mask off.
I think it's Jack Black.
UTR. Oh yeah, good idea.
Voice!
Take it off.
It's red herring.
Shooting stack! Not wrong.
What's you?
Oh!
All right, on that note, we're out. See you on May 15th on the Blue Broadcast Network.
No.
If you're searching for a doctor that truly cares about your overall health and well-being, contact Dr. Alex at Tri-State Health and Wellness. For more than 11 years, Dr. Alex has been treating law enforcement professionals and their families while focusing on one-on-one care so you never feel rushed. All necessary testing can be conducted during your visit, and they feature flexible hours and appointments to accommodate alternating work schedules. Tri-State Health and Wellness is conveniently located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Contact Dr. Alex today by visiting www.bluetristate.com. Mortgages for everyday heroes. From Michelle Hendershot and Homebridge Financial Services. If you're looking to purchase a home or refinance an existing mortgage, Michelle Hendershot can assist you every step of the way. With over 10 years of experience assisting law enforcement officers with their dream of owning a home, the choice is simple. Contact Michelle Hendershot today. Visit www.mortgagesforblue.com. Are you tired of sleeping alone each night? Feeling sluggish during the day? Is your snoring keeping your spouse awake at night? If you find yourself spending too much time on the couch, maybe it's time to visit Dr. Michael Doblin of At Home Sleep Solutions. Dr. Doblin is the preferred sleep apnea doctor of New Jersey's law enforcement officers. With the help of a custom-fitted oral device, you can finally say goodbye to noisy, antiquated sleep apnea machines. For more information and to schedule an appointment today, contact Dr. Michael Doblin. Visit www.bluesnore.com. Moment of Silence, Inc., along with Blue Suicide, is a nonprofit organization founded to support and raise awareness about the epidemic of suicides amongst law enforcement, military personnel, and first responders. For more information on how you can help, visit momentofsilenceinc.org. If you're in the market for a new vehicle or a certified used vehicle, then visit Fetty Auto Group, located at the junction of Route 46 and Route 3 in Clifton, New Jersey. Fetty Auto Group stands shoulder to shoulder with the men and women in blue. Stop by and ask for Troy Mall and ask about the offers for first responders. For more information, visit FettyAuto.com. That's FettyAuto.com. The Blue Magazine, the law enforcement publication by law enforcement professionals for the men and women of law enforcement. The unfiltered voice of law enforcement. TheBlueMagazine.com.
Are you patrolling with the pig? If not, you're doing it wrong. Check out all the newest swine swag at proudpig.blue. They are dirty by design. Check it out now. Visit www.proudpig.blue for all your swine swag. Visit www.proudpig.blue. Resumes by Joe. Owned and operated by retired NYPD second grade detective Joe Federa. With over 20 years of professional resume writing experience and focusing on translating what we do as cops into language that the corporate world can appreciate. We put an emphasis on ensuring that your cover letter and resume will be best received by the applicant tracking system used by most companies today. Check out our website at www.resumesbyjoe.com or call Joe directly at 347-992-4523. Don't forget to ask about the 50% discount for BBO members and most unions across the country. Give us the job of helping you get the job. Contact Resumes by Joe today.
If you're a member of the law enforcement profession and are looking to establish long-lasting business relationships with businesses that are blue-friendly, it's time to visit visitblue.com. Visitblue.com features some of the best doctors, lawyers, realtors, as well as other service providers, such as home improvement and financial services. If you are looking for reliable, trustworthy service providers, visit visitblue.com. That's www.visitblue.com.
Founded in 2014 by retired NYPD police officer Michael Burke, Brothers Before Others is a national 501c3 law enforcement charity comprised solely of both sworn and retired police officers. Since their inception, Brothers Before Others has sent floral arrangements to the services of all line-of-duty deaths, regardless of where in the country they occur, having spent over $350,000 to date. While the National Flower Fund remains their cornerstone, their benevolence has since grown well beyond that, even into the civilian world. For more information on how to get involved or to donate, visit brothersbeforeothers.org, or you can visit their public forums on all social media platforms by searching Brothers Before Others. Founded in 2016 by professional musician Neil Giraldo, 3-Chord Bourbon has developed a process that is defined as the perfectly tuned taste, blending carefully selected whiskey bourbon and rye whiskey stocks from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. Designed to be enjoyed with friends and family, 3-Chord Bourbon will leave you with the same feeling you experience after hearing that perfect song. You'll know their whiskeys are right from the very first sip. For more information on 3-Chord Bourbon and available merchandise, visit 3chordbourbon.com. Line of Duty Cigars, owned and operated by retired NYPD Detective Tom Werther. Visit lineofdutycigars.com for our handmade Nicaraguan cigars, custom ashtrays, custom humidors, and custom flask sets. Also, when you place an order, you choose the law enforcement, first responder, or veteran charity, and Line of Duty Cigars donates 10% to that organization. Planning a special event? Contact us today. Visit www.lineofdutycigars.com.